Hey, it's here.
Yes.
What is up, everybody?
Draft day is here. Let me get up NFL.com real quick so we can at least have the tracker up. We are here. Thursday Checkdown Crew. JD's here. I'm here. Coach Craig is here. This is going to be a great day one. And we are going to be doing all 3 days. Not everyone, but I will be all 3 days. I know Craig's going to pop in tomorrow for sure. He loves day 3, so he's going to be with me on day 3.
Mm-hmm.
I know Greg Kellogg's going to be with me tomorrow, so I'm going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a fun draft.
I'll pop on tomorrow. Saturday, I'll be unavailable. We got a family
If you
event
pop on
Saturday.
tomorrow, maybe we'll do a drafters draft tomorrow when you pop on.
Day
Just to
2
see
and
how-
3 is going to be juicy this year for sure.
I just want to see how much drafters has kind of moved for after day 1. That's what I want to see. That'll be fun.
Yeah, day 2 is going to be fun to watch the running backs since it's a deep running back class, but also looking at quarterbacks and even tight ends that might show up in that in day 2. So it is going to be a lot more fun watching it than years past.
I can't wait to evaluate some of these landing spots for fantasy football purposes, especially. Looking forward to seeing some of the trades that happen. Somebody said, I think somebody posted that the over-under is 4.5 trades in the first round. Anybody
take the under?
We got Coach Craig going under.
How many
Take
trades?
I think there's going to be like 3. Like everybody has a pick this year. So unless you're really moving up because you really want like a specific, like probably edge defender, you're probably not moving too much.
Well, we've already heard now that there's already talks of the Jaguars trying to move up to 2.
I think most of the trades are going to happen end of the second round, beginning of the third round, because that's where that's where the meat is. So if guys are falling in that range or teams didn't necessarily get what they want, I think that's where they'll start spending up. But early, I don't know that it's worth it.
Yeah, especially if there's a quarterback someone's interested in. They're willing to take a shot at a day 2 a quarterback. I think that's when you're going to start seeing people move, and that's what I'm looking forward to watching.
I will say that too, with day 2 quarterback hasn't been as popular in recent years. So like last year we saw the big 6 go off, and then nobody got taken till Spencer Rattler in the 5th. So it'll be very interesting to see how teams evaluate the quarterback class this year. And even like if you go back to Kenny Pickett Kenny Pickett went first, then there was a bunch of third round guys. And yeah, Panthers trade up for Matt Corral, and that turned terrible, but
yeah, but you're looking at, the possibility of like a Will Howard, if someone is that attracted to him. And I've heard Pittsburgh's looking at him. So
say that
needs a quarterback.
Who was looking at him?
Pittsburgh?
Jackson Dart.
Pittsburgh's a weird situation because Pittsburgh has Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator, doesn't want to push the ball down the field. They got 2 wide receivers that are best working down the field, and they might potentially take Shadur Sanders, who doesn't push the ball down the field.
Yeah, that's what I heard too with Sanders.
Yeah. I think Dart's a better fit, but Dart has to sit for a year. Dart cannot read an NFL defense at this point in time. There is no questions about that. Like everything at Ole Miss was first read. Goes to the Senior Bowl. Sure. Everything's staring down first read still. He's got a big arm. He can push the ball down the field, but he has to sit and be able to read defenses.
And would you agree that Sanders, though, is a little bit more NFL ready, at least in terms of, his dad and, of course, all the attention he was getting this past year, that he would be a little bit more equipped to be able to take on the pressure of a first-year quarterback?
As long as he has a decent offensive line. He runs himself into way too many sacks, though. Like, yeah, everybody's like 2 years ago, like Colorado's offensive line wasn't very good, but last year they brought in a whole bunch of transfers, and he still got sacked just as much because he holds on the ball too long. He's Deion's kid, so he thinks he's way more athletic than he actually is. Like if he would go on and run a 40, he probably runs for 4.7. But he tries to act like he can maneuver around a bunch. And I think Travis Hunter did bail him out a lot. But, short to intermediate game, he's going to be very good there. But pushing the ball down the field, I think is something that's going to need some work long term.
I think in Pittsburgh, though, I think it is probably his best landing spot. I mean, I don't see. Do you think if the Giants were to take him? I don't think that as optimal as Pittsburgh's situation. Even though Pittsburgh is got Arthur Smith, like you said, and they
Yeah.
down the ball down the field. But
I think it's more Tomlin.
maybe that might be good for him in year one.
I'd say this too. Remember how we used to call Michael Thomas Slant Boy?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a very good chance that DK Metcalf becomes Slant Boy this year because he's really only good at 9 routes and slants anyways. And Arthur Smith don't want to push the ball down the field. And you got him and Pickens, those like coming out of college, those were the only 2 routes that him and Pickens could run at a decent level. Like George Pickens coming out of Georgia ran like 88% of his routes were either 9 routes or slants.
Clay Matthews.
To the Raiders, I don't see the Raiders. Tom Brady wants to pick a quarterback to develop in the later rounds because he believes in that approach. But I don't think Shedeur is going to be an option for them with Geno Smith signing a 3-year contract.
Yeah, I think. See, I want them to land Genty. That's where I think he's going to be explosive. That's just my opinion, but I think it's a great fit. They've been kind of missing that one, kind of player after Jacobs left.
Well, they ran out 7 running backs last year, and all of them were terrible.
They're not good. None of them were good. That's the thing.
Like you could argue, Sincere McCormack was the best, and he's a practice squad player.
And everyone
sounds like they're leaning offensive line though in Vegas.
It depends on what the new coaching staff thinks of DJ Glaze at right tackle. Honestly, I thought he was overdrafted last year, but he played to an average level as a rookie. There's a lot of rumors that they could go Membu.
Is that Mason Crosby up there too?
Tennessee Titans are officially.
Oh, that's what I was trying to figure. I'm like, I know that face. That's totally who it is.
Officially on the clock.
Can we reset this? We are on the clock.
Yep.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Happy draft day.
Let's kick this thing
Happy
off.
draft day. Woo! Yes.
Appreciate everybody joining us in the chat and joining us live. Hit the like and the subscribe if you haven't.
So any doubt on who the Titans are picking with this first pick?
Well, I mean, come on.
It would be something if they played all this like this whole time and just did something different. However, like the odds right now, it's like if you bet $20,000, you get $100 back on.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
I think it's even worse odds than for the WNBA draft when Paige Bruckers went number 1 overall. Like there, you could bet like $10,000 and get $70 back or something like that.
Yeah, it's funny. You can't believe anything you read or hear, leading up to the actual draft itself. But, of course, they were saying how they had already contacted Ward and told him that he was going to be their pick. So,
and if I remember correctly, he is not attending the draft, correct?
He is. Yeah, that's right. He's not. He's staying with his family, I think. Yeah, you're right.
I believe so. I believe
him and Sanders, I think.
Shedeur isn't either, but Jalen Milroe was invited and is attending. And then I think Dart was too.
I think so.
Milroe was kind of the surprise one because most people didn't think he was going round 1.
There's Ward. Wait, is he there?
Is he?
It looked like that was the
Cam Ward's definitely there. They showed him earlier. He was there.
Yeah, it looks like he's there.
Yeah,
okay, then it is just I believe it's just I believe it's just Ward and Milroe, the quarterbacks that are attending. Because I think there's only 2.
Yeah, they're showing them right now. So.
I don't know, man. I think
for what I know.
I'm pretty sure.
What's up, Rick? Appreciate you joining, man.
Did not go.
Huh, Shedeur?
Shedeur's not there.
I thought
no, he's home. They got a whole setup for him at his dad's house.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yep.
I know. I saw he had a film guy with him. I was like, what the fuck?
Travis Hunter is there though. I know they let his dad leave.
He's definitely there.
They let his dad attend. His dad was like on parole or probation or something like that.
They actually built Shedeur like a whole NFL drafts set at his dad's house. His dad's house is ridiculous. I was watching a video today on YouTube about it. It's pretty crazy. He's got a huge property.
Yeah, but now the crazy part is like if he starts dropping, they build all this out to just be like, oh, look, he's here, waiting.
Oh yeah.
It's like Will Levis all over again, Geno Smith all over again.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones got picked 10th. So
I thought he was 15. Was that Will Levis? Did he go 15?
Aaron Rodgers all over again.
Will Levis went 34.
Will Levis dropped. I was just thinking to myself. I remember them showing him on camera when it kept going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
More than that, they were showing.
That was
his
uncomfortable.
girlfriend.
Will Levis was uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, they kept showing his girlfriend like rolling her eyes.
He just looked pissed off.
She looked even madder than he did.
Yeah,
Poor
because she
guy.
was losing money.
Nothing better than
CD Lamb.
Russell. No,
The
Russell
CD
Wilson.
Lamb interaction with his girlfriend was the 101 of girlfriend interactions at the draft.
Which
I
one?
don't.
When he just grabs the phone from her
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do
and
remember
gives her like
that.
the dirtiest look.
Yeah.
Or the Russell Wilson when his his wife she gets that
Oh yeah, that big look on her face. Yeah, they keep on showing it too. So
with her big old mouth.
the biggest meme right now.
I noticed that when the Raiders took Bowers, all of his family members looked disappointed, but even though he didn't know what to think. But I feel like his family members were like, "The Raiders, what the hell? We didn't plan on this."
I don't know. It's a great fit for him. He did very
I
well.
know. He was gonna fit anywhere, dude. He's
that's
a great
true.
player.
And then he reignited the tight ends coming into this draft, though.
That's what I'm saying. Add Genty to that. Oh my goodness! I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
agree. I like it, Jace. Yeah, I like it.
they need defense still. They very much their safety, look at the Raiders' safeties. I'm not saying you take your safety at 6, but they need a safety at some point.
Can you just play the game, outscore everyone?
Not when you play against the Chiefs.
That's true. Because the Chiefs play the same game.
Oh, Knicks, it could be a high scoring affair every time there's
Oh,
a division game.
The pick is in. The Browns are officially on the clock, and they're going to make a trade, right?
The suspense is killing me. I don't know about you guys.
We think they're going to make a trade, right?
You do?
No.
The
The
Browns?
That was the last minute reporting. Yeah.
Browns, yeah.
Nah. I'll believe it when I see it.
It doesn't matter. The pick's going to be it's going to be a Travis Hunter. Regardless, it's going to be Travis Hunter. That's going to be the pick.
Yeah. So the rumor is Jacksonville trading up to 2, correct? If that's what I heard correctly.
Yeah,
That's what
the rumor.
Rappaport put out. Said
Okay.
that Cleveland's open for business and the Jags are looking to make a big move. So we'll see.
Well, it's interesting since Gladstone came in as the new GM for the Jaguars and pretty much said our focus is going to be on the offense and defensive line. If he trades up for Travis Hunter, that kind of goes against everything you just said.
Come on. They're going to wait forever.
Yeah, they have to. They have to.
Just to say Cam Ward.
I mean, everybody knows what the pick is.
Yeah. I see Greg over here says Detroit to 2 for the Penn State defensive end. Yeah, they'd have to give up a lot.
Yeah, dude. There was a dude at the bar earlier. He's like, I heard Green Bay is going to try to move up for Travis Hunter. I was like, the amount.
I'm with Rick. I think all that talk from Jacksonville about Genty was they want to trade down. They're just trying to make it seem like they're going to take Genty.
Yeah, I agree. ETN is I'm an ETN believer, so the fact that I heard ETN was a possibility just made my stomach turn.
Oh,
so.
Genty, yeah. I mean,
I'd rather them take a receiver. If you want, I'd rather them take a receiver. And I think that would be great for the whole team.
They need a receiver because if they don't get a wide receiver, then I don't think Brian Thomas is worth a first round pick.
Thursday Jameson is not getting that deal done. I'm sorry.
maybe
two
maybe
first.
a first Jameson and next year's first, or this year's second. Maybe that might do it, but
what's with this Jamison Williamson? I got a guy offering me Jamison Williamson for the 108 right now.
Because he might get traded. He might get traded because the Lions can't afford to pay him.
Yep.
And he's probably not worth paying what he wants.
I left it open. I haven't declined.
What kind of
it
league is
yet.
it? What's the
Super Flex Dynasty.
Took him a while to get to the lectern to announce the pick.
I also have the 105.
I mean, if you can get something with Jameson,
right? I know that.
I would take that, like a second or something.
I don't think he has a second. This is a contender.
So they are off.
This is a contender trying to trade back into the first round.
So you have 109. They're offering Jameson Williams, correct?
108. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Tomato there. I mean, he's probably comparable to what you get in that range, this year.
Agreed.
Unless you.
That's why I left it open. I haven't declined it yet.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well see landing spots at that point in time, but people overrate landing spots all the time too. Like
I wanted to wait. Sometimes when you wait, the right trade presents itself. I don't know.
I'd wait even till your rookie draft, and then if you don't like what's there, at least you have that guy as a backup plan.
Yep, 100%. I agree with that. I got somebody trying to get my 103 from me, and I'm really just waiting to see who drafts in front of me. Because Travion's there at 3, I'm going with him.
You have to. I agree.
Well, if he goes first round, there's rumors the Bears might trade back into the back half of the first round to take Henderson.
That's who I have him going to too. I
like that.
In there. I think it'd be a great fit.
Yep. Yeah, and they have 2 second round picks, so
yeah, they could definitely
can afford to do that. They have 39 and 41. I had in my mock, I have them going 39 to Henderson, but I had no trades in the 7-round mock because as soon as you start adding trades in the 7-round mock, then it's just like you got to explain every little thing that you did.
So the Jags did move up. They traded with the Browns, right? Did we see that?
No
Did you guys
way.
see that?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Number 2 pick.
What did they trade?
I'm not sure. I can't really hear because I'm listening to you guys.
Get on the X machine here.
Yeah, get on the X machine.
Oh, I just saw it. Traded the 2 overall, a 4th round pick, and a 6th round pick to the Jaguars.
So this is what Cleveland gave up.
Yeah, so they gave the 5th, second round pick, which is number 36, and a 4th round pick, which is number 126, and their 26th first round pick to the Browns. Wow, that's pretty. And they got the second. They got a 4th round pick, number 104, and a 6th round pick, 200.
So they gave up. So they
essentially you mentioned that first, the next year's first.
Yeah,
so I was thinking, that's
a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not terrible, but
like,
okay, so let's just put this in simple terms.
Travis Hunter is about to go right here. That's
simple
a great
terms.
I love
terms.
them.
They went from 5 to 2. They gave up this year's second and next year's first, essentially, is what the
yeah, because the 4th the 4ths are like a wash. Yeah, they're 20 picks apart.
So it's comparable to what the Texans gave up to get up for Will Anderson.
Oh, there it is. They got it on the screen now on ESPN.
It's probably fair value. Like it's essentially what the Texans gave up to go from like 10 or 11
to
3 for Will Anderson.
Do you make that move if you're Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think so.
It is a good move for Cleveland.
Yeah,
because they need to recoup value everywhere, like all around the board, from top to bottom.
They need good players on cheap contracts, is what they need. Them and the New Orleans Saints both.
A complete teardown, basically, would be. Then they kept their best offensive player and going for a recycle.
Yeah, but if they do that, then he's going to be Pitt. Like he said, he didn't want to be part of a rebuild. So then
I know that. But whatever, they paid him. Look at your paycheck.
He'll play this year, but he'll hold out next year. And just say trade me. But I mean, okay. So let's just say Cleveland was let's see, Cleveland was actually considering Shedeur at 2. Well, if you move back from 2 to 5, you pick up a first and a second. Then it makes it a lot easy and a lot more palatable to take Shedeur at 5.
Shedeur, yeah, because he's going to be there.
Good point. Great point.
Because unless you are utterly convinced the Giants are going to take him, which
Cam Scatterboo.
everyone I know of that talks about how much they have spent on trying to figure out Shedeur, the Giants. If you like him, you would have already known by now. They want to be doing all this extra crap on him.
No,
They know that.
I can see Giants here taking this this rusher, the one from Penn State.
Abdul Carter, yeah. So there is rumors they take him, and then there's rumors that they will trade Kayvon Thibodeau at that point in time, so they don't have to pay him long term.
Yeah, I can see that too. And this kid looks, man, he does look really good.
They're going to get Travis Hunter. This is great news for Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yes.
Does he just play corner?
Yes.
Does he just play corner?
No.
Does he just...
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
It's
I
probably
think
better news for Trevor Lawrence.
true.
And
true.
better news for Trevor Lawrence. I agree, Rick. But Brian Thomas needed something. I feel like defenses would eventually key in on him in what he does to really limit and make his life miserable if they didn't add another weapon. So
I think there's a good chance Jacksonville tries to let him play two-way.
I think he does, man. I don't think
he's gonna get offensive snaps. Maybe he doesn't play 100%, but
no,
or 80%, or yeah. You know,
I knew they were going to take a receiver here.
So
I thought it was going to be
Greg's comment down here too. So he says, "Is Hunter that polished as a wide receiver? He's pretty polished as a wide receiver. He's good at contested catches too.
I'm in on him as a wide receiver, Greg.
Yeah, he's probably the best impact wide receiver. The only thing close to a wide receiver one in this draft.
Wide receivers make the money. It's only a matter of time.
I mean, Derek Stingley got $30 million a year too.
Is he that good though? Is he that good of a cornerback?
He's pretty good.
Man, that guy's wearing an
Or you're asking if Travis Hunter is that good of a cornerback?
Corner, yeah.
Or you asking if Hunter is or Stingley? Hunter's by far the best corner in this class. It's not even close. He's a better corner than he is a wide receiver.
And the best receiver, yeah.
I'm with Rick on. I agree with Rick. I'm way in on him as a wide receiver. I hope he realizes.
I'm going to disagree on that point. I think he's a way better corner than he is a receiver at this point in time.
I thought the Jags would wait and take Ted. I think that's what I would have done. I think I would have waited and took Ted.
We'll see what happens. I'm really looking forward to whatever happens.
I think if you play him on both sides of the ball in crucial situations like third downs, end of the game type of deals, he can play both, man.
There's times where he isn't going to come off the field. I agree.
Well, okay. So Jerrion Jones was a rookie last year. He's played inside, outside at corner before. And they brought in, what they got Cowboys name, Jordan Brown or something like that. He's played inside, outside before too. So you could have those guys out there in two corner sets. And then when you go to three corners, when you go to dime, then you bring in Travis Hunter on defense if you want to play it that game. Otherwise, you just play them all on defense, and then you just have them in on the crucial downs on offense.
Man, going from Colorado to Jacksonville. Woo.
Well,
I heard this. I know,
he's
but I
from
heard
Florida originally.
He was talking. Somebody was telling me, so I don't know if it's false information, but somebody was telling me he was talking about he wanted to go to a quiet town, and that's like the complete opposite of quiet.
They're showing him run through the hall. He looks like a man that just got traded out of Cleveland.
That's hilarious.
He's happy about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be happy going to Jacksonville, man. It's a developing team.
Maybe.
I mean, ETN's pretty much. I think ETN's safe unless they take somebody late, but he still feels pretty much safe. I think they got confidence going on there.
ETN's last year of his contract, correct?
Yeah.
So I don't think they signed him long term. Let's put it that way. I am not a Trevor Lawrence believer. So there's that.
Yeah, I agree. Kinda. I lean more that side than still believe in him. But I think that he's set up nice now. He's set up.
His problem is consistency. He's not very consistent. But if you have these, like when you look at what he did in college, when he had big body wide receivers that could go up and help him get the ball, that's when he did well. What's Brian Thomas Jr.
Right.
That and Hunter's good at winning 50-50 balls too.
Some of his decision making, you're like, whoa, what did you throw it over there for? I'm doing I'm like, and it happens. I'm like often. So that's why,
I
Brian
haven't-
Thomas making big plays helps, but
Yeah.
So
I haven't
2
paid
picks
like-
and big difference between the 2 picks in terms of the way they came out. And, of course, Cam Ward's a much more quiet player, and not surprisingly, he kind of just slowly walks out there pretty calm. And Travis Hunter comes out and with lots of swag. So, but both reflection of their personalities.
Mhm.
Giants are up. What are we thinking? What do you guys think?
What they need and what they got.
Carter?
Yeah.
There's some rumors that they might like Mason Graham too, though, to play next to Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah. And that would be a good pick for them. I mean, build from the trenches.
Yeah, they're a weird team. They need.
A lot.
They should be okay enough on offense. They could use like a second wide receiver. They could beef up the interior offensive line still, but they really needed a lot of help on defense, honestly.
I don't understand this pick, man. I told you, I really wish they would have just waited. Get Ted at 5.
For the Jags, you mean?
Yep.
You don't take that at 5. You don't take that
Why
at
not?
5 because you could
I
just
like
take
him,
Jane
man.
Dickens at 36. That's the same player.
Yeah. I don't think
I-
Tet's going that high.
I like him.
He's good, but he's not a top 5.
I just think he would fit. I think he would fit in that offense, though, especially with what Brian Thomas is and what they could do with ETN. And I'm very confident what Brenton Strange can do.
I am not. I think
like
they take
him.
another. I can almost guarantee they take another tight end in the top 3 rounds this year.
So selfishly, I'm hoping that they go defensive tackle, not defensive end, since I have both of the Giants' defensive ends.
Huh.
Yeah,
It
it's just
sounds like it's supposed to be
selfish wish.
edge here with Carter.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
this is a smart move.
So Rick,
Yeah.
does this make Travis Hunter the 101 in super flag in defensive IDP leagues? That's what I was going for. IDP leagues.
I think this
Well,
is
Rookie draft.
You're going
I
to
would
get
rookie-
scored from both. So, yeah, that makes them pretty attractive in an IDP
Well,
league.
I don't think that's how it's going to work.
I'm just asking.
So-
I mean, I've never played an IDP league, so I'm asking.
Well, how does it, Greg? How does it work? How does Ohtani scoring work in baseball?
depends on your league.
They have to some leagues do a pitcher and a hitter, right? You can draft
Yeah,
them both.
some-
Yeah.
Some
You can
do
play
that.
in one or the other.
Some you only start him at one position for the day. So like if he's pitching that day, you start him at pitcher and he gets his pitching stats. Otherwise, you just get his hitting stats. Like right now, it's weird just because like he didn't pitch at all last year. He's not pitching currently. He's doing bullpens and everything, but they don't need him till the playoffs anyways. And even then, they might as well just throw him in bullpen at that point.
So in the Kings Classic, Gary Davenport, he's just sending out emails today, and he was talking about they're in MFL they don't have dual designation, so they're only gonna. It's a dual Carter. That was easy.
There it is, Carter.
He said it's only going to be scored as a wide receiver, so it's like I feel like you should have to pick one or the other. I don't think you can get points for both. It's too hard. To
Although if he's a kick returner and a wide receiver, you do get scoring from both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
That's
mean,
not-
so like let's just say in the past, right? Marcus Jones played some snaps on offense for the Patriots, right? If he had a receiving touchdown or he got like a 60-yard carry for a touchdown, I believe
There's
you still
no-
got those points.
and there's no positional designation for special teams.
No, I'm saying like a guy, quarterback
I was
Marcus
gonna
Jones
say,
for the Patriots
no-
played
no-
some offensive snaps too, you know?
No, I get that.
Or like Minka Fitzpatrick plays offensive snaps every once in a while for the Steelers. Not very like most of the time it's just kneel downs at the end of the game, but
Like, I wonder if you could. I mean, I wonder if they could count it as like return yards. Then, like, if they had return yards, like if the
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of like kick returners, right?
like well, I mean, then you would be like, all right, well, Travis Hunter would get return yards, right? If you don't get the interception, but you get the return yards and a touchdown, that would make sense.
I'm
So
lost.
The Giants are paying big bucks on Brian Burns. They are paying big bucks for Thibodeau, and now they're going to be spending big bucks for Abdul Carter.
So technically they haven't paid Thibodeau yet, and there's rumors that they will trade him. Abdul can play off-ball linebacker too if you need him to, because he's done it in the past.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that the Giants do trade Caven, because I've got
Joe.
2 of the 3 now. I don't need them.
Are we going Tyler Warren here or what?
No.
No, we want a fat guy. We need a fat guy.
Don't get Joe excited. Don't get Joe too excited.
Yeah.
Joe wants a fat guy here.
Yes, I want a fat
with
guy.
a PH.
Yeah, so this.
I mean, that guy right there is 332 pounds. It's a big dude.
Yeah, but he can't play left tackle. Maybe
He's never played left. He's never played left
tackle in his life.
He said it doesn't matter as long as he's fat.
We all know who Matt Light is, right? Offensive lineman, Patriots legend. He said that the short arms only make a difference if the group you're working with sucks and you guys aren't doing it as a group. And he's like, you can overcome that if everybody's in it and everybody got each other's back and you're playing it like a really good team defense would play together, but as an offensive line unit. Mm-hmm. So I think that if he's got leadership skills and they, find another piece maybe somewhere along the line, maybe it'll help. I feel like the line showed improvement down the stretch last year as well.
So, and you're talking, so in that situation, you're talking about Will Campbell for the people listening.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we had Membu up on the screen and we kind of mentioned him. But so the thing with Membu too is Membu's only played right tackle pretty much his whole life. He played right tackle in high school, he played right tackle in college. So some people are like, maybe he can flip to the left side, but he's never done it at the end of the day too. Will Campbell, obviously, his arm length, question mark. His wingspan is the 0th percentile
reach
of any offensive tackle.
I don't like this. I think they can wait. They can get somebody just as good later.
I mean,
the thing is that some of the defensive tackles and offensive tackles, they're the ones that are going to go early this draft.
I wouldn't hate a trade back either.
Yeah.
So a lot of the rumors are edge is going to get pushed up, especially the guys that they don't think have issues, because a lot of them have freaking issues. And defensive tackle, offensive tackle. Those are the guys that are going to kind of get pushed up, at least early round 1, it sounds like.
Yeah, offensive line especially.
Well, and depending
the Texans are looking for, especially it'd be nice if they could get a tackle, but they're looking at offensive line with this first round.
You said Texans?
Yeah.
I hope it's Will Campbell, Rick, at this point, unless they trade back. It's got to be Will Campbell. I don't see how it can be.
That's who you want? That's the fat guy you want?
Yeah.
So I made this in my mock too, but I'm in the Mason Graham camp. I get you sign Milton Williams, right? Christian Barmore is good when he plays, but he has the blood clot issue that we don't know how that's going to pan out for the future. So if he's good to go, let's just say we have Barmore, Milton Williams, and Mason Graham all on that same defensive line, which they can easily play together. That would be really good. Otherwise, you have Christian Barmore insurance.
This could possibility for Vrabel too. Yeah.
We're about to see Genty's about to be a Brown, dude. You guys, Genty's about to be a Brown.
Oh no, don't even.
I'm not even kidding you, dude. That's what they did the bag for. No. It's about to fucking happen. Yes, it is.
No way.
Okay.
They just lost Nick Chubb. Yes, it is. It's about to happen.
How they lose Nick Chubb?
I mean, do you think is he signing back there? Have they signed him back?
He's still
I
under
got
contract.
Jerome Ford, man. I got my Jerome Ford bags
No,
ready.
Comes under
Free agent.
contract. Right?
I do too.
Well,
I
I think
agree,
he's a
JD.
free
I'm a
agent.
Jerome Ford truther.
I am going to look this up right now because all the
I think he's
reports
a
are
free agent.
that Nick Chubb looks great.
No,
Pretty
I
sure
think he
he's
looks great. I'm drafting him in all the best ball leagues, and then like the 18th round. I'm all about him.
He's not in that player pool in our dynasty dispersal, is he, JD? Ford? I didn't see Ford in there.
I don't think so. I would have taken him already.
Oh, Jerome
Yeah.
Ford, he sucks.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah, but
I like
he's
him.
the last man standing. That's the thing.
I like him.
Hey, if you
I
want a
like
guy
him.
that's going to get you 9 to 10 fantasy points a week, that's that guy. That's about it.
I see him as a jag too. So
I
He's
love that.
Sometimes in a best ball draft, all you need is those 14 points.
yeah,
he's
basketball.
getting you 14 points. So I
But he's
think
never
that
given you a boom week ever. Ever.
there are a ton of running backs that are going to come into with this draft.
I
and
remember
those
him
guys are
having.
just
Jerome
remember
Ford
s-
gave you. Listen
he's
to this,
had two
guys.
touchdown
Listen to this.
games. He's had a
week
2 touchdown game.
Week 16 against Cincinnati last year, he put up 24 points.
Versus
the week
worst
before
run
against
defense
Kansas
in
City,
the
put
league.
up 18.
Yeah,
He put up 15 against Vegas in week 4. He's in best ball. Week 1, he put up 18.9. He's legit, man. It's all about opportunity at running back.
he catches the ball, PPL leagues especially.
I'd rather just take what he marks, honestly. If I'm playing best ball.
Calvin Austin.
I love Calvin Austin.
I think it's a great 20th round.
You must
pick.
not be a zero running back drafter ever then.
Who, me?
If you're not in on Jerome Ford, yeah.
No, I'm a zero. JC, do you remember me drafting in Dynasty for running backs? I wait till round 14.
Dynasty's different. Different. You definitely should wait on running back. I agree with that.
No, because I literally got Dynasty. I'm like, I'll grab a guy in the 3rd or 4th round. As soon as they're look like anything, you trade them for a 2nd round pick. Because otherwise, you get Elijah Mitchell, syndrome.
Rappaport just announced that they're taking Campbell.
Will Campbell.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this pick.
I don't hate it. I don't love it. You know,
I understand it.
But
That's
I
definitely
Drake
Patriot.
shares.
That's a Patriot pick for sure.
Vrabel picked an offensive
Big
lineman
dude.
his first year in Tennessee too, in the top 10.
He's a big guy, man.
But it was
You
inside
want
the
a
top
big
10.
guy.
Yeah,
6'6",
he's a beast, dude.
319, man. That's a big guy.
And the shortest
That's what I'm
wingspan of
saying.
any offensive tackle in the modern history.
The shortest what?
He
Wingspan.
said wingspan.
And it's okay. Here's the crazy thing: his arm length allegedly grew from the combine to his pro day, but his wingspan shrunk. Make it make sense.
Viagra?
I don't know. Steroids.
Arm length, 32.
He was 33 at his pro day allegedly, but
He
who
does
knows?
not
There was-
seem happy. He does not seem happy to be going to the Patriots. He's like, damn it, there's no Bill Belichick. What the fuck?
It's cold as F.
We're not
It's
gonna
definitely
win.
cold, dude. I went to Monster Jam at Gillette not too long ago, a
Dude,
couple weeks ago.
The
It was
pictures you
fucking
sent, it looked
freezing.
so cold and miserable.
Dude, the seats were wet. So, and it was like that misty mix. Like it wasn't even rain. It was like misty mix. Like that. I know anybody that has to deal with winter knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what's up, man. It's dirty up here, too. Man.
It just kind of floats in the air and like there's no escape from it. It gets like I almost better if it was just downpouring. Like it's just less annoying. I don't know.
So now the fun begins, guys.
Get to block for Drake May.
Now the fun starts.
I mean,
What are we thinking here at
with the Browns, are they going to trade
Yeah.
back again?
Say move back again.
They could, man. They should. They
Yeah,
definitely
Got too
should.
many needs and nobody right here that's that big of a difference
Where's the
maker for
Bears
them. They
going?
gotta go down.
Bears
Yeah,
Oh,
coming up.
picks in for Cleveland.
Oh, picks
Oh.
in already.
Yep.
No waste and no time.
Nope.
Oh God, please don't be Genty.
I'm gonna get sick.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Oh my goodness, dude.
Just shit all over Fantasyland.
If that happens, I'm looking at what's Hampton going to be doing.
I don't know.
Henderson, where are you at?
Duarte, yeah. It could be Duat. Do we know this guy? Because I know a lot of guys that spell that name like that, and it's just Duat.
Well, like for the NBA, Chris Duarte.
It could be either way, I suppose.
The guy was great as a rookie and out of the league this year. All within like 3 years.
Oh, Mason Graham.
That's kind of what I expected, honestly. Like my theory was either Mason Graham or they didn't want to take Shadur at 2 and they would take him at 5.
No, now that I think about it, I heard actually Graham quite a bit to Cleveland.
Yep.
Makes
Rick,
sense.
there it is. Rick says Misty Mix is the worst. He knows. JC wanted me to record a video about the draft because I was and I had planned on doing it. I was too cold. I couldn't even hold the phone up if I tried.
You need one of those sticks.
You
need one of those
with
sticks,
gloves,
man.
dude. It was over with. I was like, forget about the video. That ain't happening.
Greg, Coach, what do you think about Nick Aminwari?
You're South Carolina boy, so you're gonna love him. He's a great athlete. He's a great athlete, decent player. He has to go to the right scheme, though. He has to go to the right team.
Hey, what if he comes to Minnesota?
Maybe
has a great coach with Brian Flores.
Yeah, but they'll probably try to play him a linebacker there.
I mean, hybrid linebacker.
Maybe.
I mean, he's fast. He's got hands. I don't know, man. He's got eye for the ball. He's fun to watch.
He's weird because it's like after the combine, everybody hyped him up like he's gonna be a top 15 pick, and now like everybody's kind of come back around. He's early second.
What are we at? 23, 24? I mean, you're not mad at that? Why would you not be mad at that? I think it's a great pick. I don't think. I mean, at that, like, what do you got there?
I mean, Vikings. The Vikings have the least amount of picks of anybody in this draft. They should trade back. They should trade back.
They will probably trade back. But I mean, I don't know, man. They made a lot of good moves in this offseason.
Ish. I think who'd I have? I had Kenneth Grant falling to them, which would be awesome for them, honestly, if he fell there. In my mock, which that's like the farthest I've had him fall at all.
I think they need to get Sonny in there instead of these guys. They need Sonny in their war room. Just let him do his work.
JD, where are you getting your information from? X?
I'm on X and I've got ESPN streaming.
Mason Graham.
There it is.
Official?
Nasty.
I mean, he's good.
I'm telling you, dude. Ashton Genty, man.
He's still in Genty.
Choice, dude. If they don't take him here, they're dumb. Like, you're going to run with what you got.
With Vegas?
Yeah, dude. Vegas is not.
I still think they're going offensive line, man.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's pretty much Membu or Genty at this point in time, unless they really love like a defensive back.
Yeah, Membu's who I kept hearing.
But if you listen to Pete Carroll and Jason Light, they all like tried to like downplay like how good like Genty was, or like.
Dude, that fits such a great scheme for him. Are you kidding me? It would be so perfect. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Agree.
Oh, you're gonna get so much points out of Genty. He's gonna feast.
Sean Alexander on steroids.
Oh, rebirth the beast mode. Let's go. Oh, dude, it's gonna be so good. Oh, it's a perfect fit. So if he doesn't go there, I'm gonna be super upset. It'll be a big letdown. Such a good fit.
Have two generational players on offense.
Top need is RD. Like you're not running with what you have, and you're not going to find anybody to come in there. Like
Genty and Bowers as your offense for years to come.
I'm saying, dude, whatever you have, quarterback, you're fine. Hand the ball off and throw it to Bowers. You're just fine.
Ari Merov is saying the Raiders are taking Genty. We'll see.
I'm telling you, dude. It's the best pick. It's who I have them taking.
It'd be fun. It'd be a fun one.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be great for fantasy. Ooh.
I keep saying they take Ashton Genty, so I don't know if it's already been announced somewhere.
I'm telling you, dude. That's my pick.
Yeah, everybody's saying Vegas Genty.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, it's literally everywhere. It's everybody's on.
Yes. Great pick. I love it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great for fantasy. Yeah, Tip's gonna love this. Oh man, it's ooh! If this is the real pick, man, I'm very happy.
I mean, Bleacher Report reported it.
All right, we're good then. I'm happy. Let's
Jordan
go.
Schultz is reporting it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people reporting it.
Ari Mevo is reporting it. Draft Network's reporting it.
Oh my gosh, dude, we're about to see.
It's happening.
We're about to see some fun. Woo! We're about to see a rebirth of some fun running back play.
PFF reported it.
Woo! Yes, this is the best pick of the draft so far.
Yeah, I'm sure Tip's all excited.
I would be.
Yeah, well, they still need defense.
That's okay.
Not in fantasy.
Well, not in fantasy, but in real life, if you want to win football games, you need a little bit of defense.
Looks like Carolina's fielding calls to move the 8 pick.
They're in a weird spot, honestly.
The whole team's in a weird spot.
Bryce looks decent at quarterback now. He looks more like what we hoped for. They don't have wide receivers. Jatavian Sanders is okay as a tight end, but nothing special. They don't really have much of running back, still a big question mark. Offensive line is a question mark outside of Taylor Moton, who's getting older. I don't know how old he is now. He's probably almost 30 though. And the whole defense sucked last year. Terrible.
Yeah, Rappaport just announced it. Genty.
Yes. Great pick. Best pick of the draft so far.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the landing spots you were hoping he would fall to, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It is
100%. I'm trying to figure. So I have Bowers in Dynasty, and I got the 105 and the 108 Superflex. So they're gonna have to package some stuff together to get the 101.
Oh man, all my Mostert shares, man. Just gone.
Hey, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, that was the only guy who was opportunity there, but fuck.
I mean, he signed with the Raiders?
Yeah, he signed with the Raiders.
Yeah, he's with the Raiders.
Oh, he's also almost 33, so.
I know, but it's you're in best ball when you're drafting before the draft, you're like, dude, you have to take Mostert in the last round. You're like, yeah, I'll take him.
I mean, even if Genty comes in, but let's just put it this way. Even if Genty comes in and plays 80% of the snaps, let's just say he gets one long run, one touchdown.
He's such a Raider too. Oh, he's gonna fit so well in the scheme.
He looks like me with his shirt off, man. Just
no
jacked.
way, dude. He's just jacked, bro. He's just
stock jacked.
He's like a brick shit house.
Like a brick house, bro.
Yeah, he's a beast. Good pick.
That's gonna be fun, man. That's gonna be fun.
Oh man, we're about to get a lot of fantasy points from him.
Pete Carroll's about to rip his shirt off right now.
He might, dude. We're gonna see him coming in.
You take the gum out and throw it. Yeah.
You're gonna do a Hulk.
It's a good call.
That'd be fun to see, though. It'd be fun to see him rip his shirt off as the oldest.
How old is he now?
NFL.
He's got to be
74. He's the oldest coach in NFL history.
Nice. Ashley
He will
Genty
too,
to the
dude. He
Raiders.
will.
He's like, thank God I didn't go to Cleveland.
That's so
See ya.
funny.
So Jets are up. Jets are one of those weird teams too.
Yeah, they've been tied to tight end as
Tight ends, yep. Tyler Warren.
I don't think they take tight end.
I don't think they do here either.
Membu makes a lot of sense because they need right tackle after Morgan Moses left.
Yep.
They could use a wide receiver still. They could use another wide receiver addition to Garrett Wilson because they have nobody else essentially.
I don't think they do receiver here though.
Defensive line is very much in play too. But it depends on who they like at defensive line.
Where are you guys at with the tight ends? You guys like Warren? I'm a Loveland guy. Like I've got Loveland as my.
Yeah,
as
I
my
agree.
tight one.
Me too.
Arroyo.
Me too.
Better
Arroyo.
receiver. He's a better receiver.
Arroyo.
Arroyo, the guy that had one good year in his life.
Yeah, give me that guy.
Yeah, you can have him.
Yes, thank you.
I don't dislike him, but I'm not going to bank on it.
I
prefer
it.
Taylor to Arroyo.
Yeah.
I like
I like Mason Taylor a lot.
I like Mason Taylor a lot.
Yep.
Loveland
Mason
and
Taylor and Loveland, I agree. And landing spot is key. You know, if the tight end doesn't have a path to being part of the offense, then obviously you're not going to get any year one production from
this
the guy.
pick. Genty.
Hoping Taylor's our second. The Texans' second pick.
Oh, Taylor.
Yeah,
I really like Mason Taylor. Like a
Pick
lot.
is in for New York. Yep, it's Membu.
Membu. Pretty standard then. So now Carolina gets interesting. And Carolina, actually, I threw in my mock. I think I put Tyler Warren there just because I'm like,
No,
they need a pass catcher. They need a pass catcher.
You know what? That kind of makes sense. Now that you say it.
yeah, they drafted a tight end last year.
Because he loves Jatavion Sanders. But Jatavion Sanders wasn't even really good last year.
Oh, come on. He wasn't bad for a rookie.
Yeah, it wasn't bad for.
He wasn't good. He's not like Jatavion Sanders is not stopping you from drafting Tyler Warren.
I don't know. He was all right. What else can they get? Don't take that from me.
Well, I only say that because I put it in my mock just because I like everybody talks about them taking defense. Let's talk about an offensive weapon to actually help Bryce Young because all of the guys they drafted offensive weapons have been terrible.
Yeah, Xavier Leggett got hurt. I like Coker, but he's boomer bust.
He's a UDFA either way though. But
Thielen is old as shit. Yeah, you're right.
They need to get a wide receiver. So
What about
can teach them.
Matthew Golden?
no.
I think Golden goes to Dallas.
I like Golden, but not to Carolina.
I like him to the Texans. That's why I have him into the Texans.
No.
Carolina is as good at picking wide receivers as New England is.
I don't know why you don't like him, Rick.
Well, there's a Ohio State quarterback that could link up with a Ohio State wide receiver. But I don't think they're going wide receiver. I think they're going to look at offensive line if there's one of the offensive tackles that they like.
Yeah.
For Carolina?
No, the Texans. I think they're going offensive line.
Gotta love Greg. He's out here worried about Raheem Mostert's value.
Yeah.
I think Mostert killed Mostert's value, but that's
as a fellow Texans fan, I hope to God Josh Simmons falls. I don't think he will, but I hope he does. And then you can give him a redshirt year behind Cam Robinson coming off injury.
I guess he has some problems. Is that because Josh Simmons has fallen in the draft? So
he's coming off a patellar surgery. He played 5 games last year for Ohio State. But if he's healthy, he's the best offensive tackle in the class.
I was going to say he would be
a top 10 pick if he was healthy.
Tackle.
There's some people that think like, oh, he's too intense or something like that. Oh boy, they don't like how his intensity at the combine. Okay, and in his interviews or whatever.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Mostert has no value. If he's a goal line vulture, I'm going to be mad. Craig just jinxed it. We're going to come back to that.
Well, you see, Greg, in best ball, all Mostert has to do is get a 60-yard touchdown run to have value 1 week.
So how far up do you think Gianti moves now in like the first round of best ball? He was already going kind of that 110, 112 range.
That's about where I'm still taking him. I'm not pushing him up any higher.
Do you think he moves ahead of some of those receivers?
Maybe,
I'll take him
I don't know. Maybe before Brian Thomas. Maybe. I'm wary of Brian Thomas in the first round. So, I don't know. I think Travis Hunter helps, but
he could also hurt too at the same time. There's only one football.
maybe that's the threshold right there. It goes Genty, then Thomas. I don't know. You move him ahead of St. Brown? I don't know if I do that. No. It's close. Depends on how you want to start. You want to go the running back route, then
True.
boom,
I mean, St. Brown's consistent, right? He's in a solid situation. Looks pretty official, Membu.
Raiders ran that card up. Genty time.
I wonder how fast he would have actually ran if he ran a 40.
I don't think it matters, does it?
No, but I'm curious.
Yeah.
43. Nice.
Carolina.
You said there was rumors of a trade?
Yeah, there were some rumors. And people are already putting their projections out for Genty.
You see,
260 rush attempts, 1,200 yards, 9.4 touchdowns.
You see this one over here? These. Just keep going. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ashton Genty never puked and scored a touchdown. At some point in his life, he might have. I puked during.
I just saw the Panthers pick. Do you guys want to hear it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Tet. So whoever called receiver called it.
They went Tet.
Yeah. Which
See,
means
you
Per sources, that's who
he's
they're
gonna
taking.
suck now.
He's gonna suck
First
now.
sources. Are you listening? Are you watching the same thing as me?
Actually, there's a bunch of people calling it now. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely going to fall down in rookie drafts.
I mean, he should have a large opportunity share. He should have a large target share, but I don't think they know how to use him. And I also think he's a big slot more than anything.
I think they're gonna have.
Keep drafting big slots.
I don't know.
And
He's
not
gonna have a really good person in front of him to teach him. Though I mean, I really like who's there at receiver to kind of teach him. You know, nice old Adam Thielen, kind of show him the
Moore?
ropes. David Moore.
So yeah, I definitely think Dallas goes golden.
Thielen's a beast, man. He came out of he came out of Minnesota, school in Minnesota.
Minnesota State, and Mankato.
300 plus touches, Greg. I don't know. 300 plus carries is if he stays healthy the entire year.
That's a lot of carries.
Adam Azer is a Giants fan, and he says, could the Giants have the best defensive line in the NFL? Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, and Kayvon Thibodeau coming at you on third down.
This is pretty crazy.
Do you guys think this means higher chance Golden goes to Dallas now?
Yeah, because I don't think they probably could get the running back they like later.
No.
Who's up now?
Sure, they were only looking at Genty if he was there.
So Saints are up, right?
So this helps Bryce Young, right? We got to be feeling good about Bryce Young.
Yeah. So the Saints are a team that definitely should trade back.
Did you guys see what the Giants offered to try to get the 101? Giants offered this year's first, next year's first, and multiple other picks in exchange for the number 1 pick.
Damn.
And they denied it.
But why?
Because Cam Ward is good, I guess. That tells us they like Cam Ward.
You won't even play. Like even if you traded all that for Cam Ward, you're still not gonna play him over Russell Wilson this year.
True.
And that could just ruin your franchise long term.
Thing is, they don't have either one of those guys on contract after this year. So
Jameis 2-year deal.
no, is he? But not. But it's not like locked in. Like it's easy to get out.
It's not a lot of money, but like either way, it's a good backup contract. And I'm sure if Russ played well enough, they'd keep him. Although him going to New York could be a dumpster fire, personality-wise.
Dart to the Saints.
He's been taught. That's Rick. I think Rick wants that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rumors that they like him, but I don't think they like him enough to take him at number 9 overall. I think personally the Saints should trade back. I think there's a lot of options here that they could like right here they would be interested in Kelvin Banks or another offensive tackle. They'd be interested in defensive line. They probably are interested in Jahdae Barron at corner/safety, which they need a lot of defensive back help. There's a lot. They probably got 5 or 6 guys they'd like to pick here at 9. So not trading back would be kind of a detriment to them, I think.
So obviously no concerns on Derek Carr's health, or
I'm concerned, but I also think like
they got Spencer Rattler. You think they're
rolling? No, if he's hurt, like just tank the season. Just tank the season. It doesn't matter at that point.
I think even if they tank that, tank that. You see what I did there? Even if they take that, it still indicates a tank. Yeah, you know what I mean.
But
it could.
Coach Craig, isn't Carr out already though?
Not officially.
He's not officially out. Yeah, it's up in the air.
It is very, very vague and up in the air. Let's put it that way.
I don't think he wants to play there anymore. I think that's the real issue.
Yeah, that's what the rumors are. Anyway,
well, he's not going to start much elsewhere. So unless he goes to like Cleveland or something,
he's terrible.
Plenty of teams that get a quarterback.
I don't think he's a bad quarterback, but I don't think there's many opportunities for him to start elsewhere. For
he is the most vanilla quarterback. He's more vanilla than Kirk Cousins. He's vanilla as hell.
A couple of years ago, though, I remember Carr was pretty decent at the longer passes.
Yes, he had a really good year with Nelson Aguilar in Vegas.
And I think he was, again, he seemed to be a pretty hot pick in the Scott Fish Bowl that one year.
Mm-hmm.
I had Ted as my number 2 wide receiver going, though, even though nobody else did.
Let's see here. So Saints are taking their sweet time. Like I said, I think they need to trade back because there's 5 or 6 guys they could easily take here. Why wouldn't you move back like 4 picks and make the decision, have people make the decision for you?
What's best available right now?
Best available. And Kelvin Banks. And I think Kelvin Banks makes a lot of sense for them. Play him at left tackles and put Fuaga back to right tackle, his natural position. And then you have a bookend pair for whoever you bring in at quarterback long term. They shouldn't take a tight end because they got 10 million tight ends, although they're not great, but they just gave Juwan Johnson a bunch of money.
Yeah, that's what's being reported right now is Banks to the Saints.
That would be my guess. Like, I think for me, it would be between him and Jahdae Barron. Like, that's who I would consider the best fits for them.
There's a couple people now that have reported that.
Yeah. But bringing him in to play left tackle and put Fuaga back to right tackle and have bookend tackles, that makes a lot of sense.
Do they bring in a guy like Cousins, you think, the Saints, or not worth it?
They can't trade division rival, though.
No, that's
the Falcons will not do that.
That's true.
I think.
Well, I mean, it's not like Cousins was that great last year, so maybe.
No,
Cousins
but I
are
mean, like they are. The Falcons are on the hook for paying him either way. So why would you help your division rival at that point?
Yeah,
if
you're definitely right. I didn't even think of that. You're totally
like
right.
if you're going to get a fourth, like you're probably going to get like a fourth round pick for him. So it's like,
Yeah.
are you going to help your division rival for a fourth round pick? Well, you're still paying the guy to beat you.
I thought he was going to go to the Browns before they went and picked up Flacco.
I think there's a chance that Aaron Rodgers just retires and Cousins ends up in Pittsburgh. I really think that's a very realistic.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I think Saints could be very interesting. It depends on who they like at quarterback later. But they talked about Kellen Moore as an offensive coordinator. All the quarterbacks he's worked with were kind of more bigger guys, toolsier guys, obviously. Dak's the lesser end of all that. But Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert type. So that's why they've been linked to Dart a lot.
We still thinking Bears go tight end here?
I don't know. Let's see. Bears.
Why people hate on Cole Kmet so much?
I like Cole Kmet, but I just keep hearing them going tight end first
Yeah.
and then maybe running back later.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one. Like, they should defensive end edge rushers probably like the best need here, but like it depends on who they like. I've had Shamar Stewart going to them for a very, very long time because I know what Dennis Allen likes in his defensive ends, and that is Shamar Stewart, like pretty much to a T. And if you want to bet on upside, Greg says Ben Johnson will take the best offensive lineman available. I don't necessarily think they need to take offensive line. They have 5 starters right now that should be very viable. And I think, the fact that they have 2 second-round picks probably means they get somebody in the second round to sit behind Tooney and learn for a year. Or to sit behind Braxton Jones and let him walk in free agency the next year too.
I could see the Lions going after a linebacker.
Good guy AI in here saying Tyler warns the Bears.
Honestly, though, if I'm the Bears and I wanted to play the long game, I could take Josh Simmons here, let him sit behind Braxton Jones for a year, not have to have him play. Let Braxton Jones walk in free agency, get a comp pick for 3rd or 4th round for Braxton Jones, and then still have a starter at left tackle next year.
I don't know if I like Tyler Warren to the Bears.
I don't think this is the fit for him. I could be wrong.
Oh, it's a good sound.
That's the Calvin Banks one. Did you guys already announce that? I wasn't there. I was on a break.
Yeah. That's the thing with social media now. It's like the TV's like about 5 minutes behind.
It is way
the rest of
behind.
the world.
Yeah, it's usually about
It is.
3-ish minutes.
I know that. I because just I listen to live streams like in the past for the draft over the TV. So I know now I'm on a live stream.
Well, the hard part is like you get to it and it's like, okay, we can know it 2 to 3 minutes before time. Do we want to talk about it then, or do we want to wait till it's on the TV and then talk about it?
No, as soon as somebody knows, just say it. Who cares?
Yeah, we're
That's
breaking
the way
news here, man. We're breaking news.
I know it wasn't realistic, but I like James Roy tweeted, and with that, the Kelvin Banks to the Texans hope died.
Oh, no way. You don't even want to know what I just saw with the Bears.
Is it a trade?
Oh,
Trade?
damn.
Oh, no. If you're seeing what I'm seeing, Jordan Schultz is reporting it, so it's probably true.
Loveland.
This does make sense, though.
Let's
Whoa.
go. Let's go.
I think this makes more sense than Tyler Warren because
My
you have-
Loveland bags are pretty all right with that. I'm happy with that.
So Colston Loveland's essentially a big slot anyway, so he just takes the place of Keenan Allen.
Man, they're definitely giving Williams all the weapons
I like that.
and
I do too.
setting him up for success. So no more excuses, man.
So where did the Broncos draft? Because running backs and tight ends are both available.
They pick 20. The Broncos pick it at 20. But they could move up too.
Warren probably won't last till then, but
He probably goes to the Colts, no?
No, I don't see it. I don't like
No?
everybody and their mother wants to put Tyler Warren on the Colts. I do not think the Colts value tight end enough to pick it in the first round. And he is not
that might be a place where he goes to die.
to take in the first round.
Yeah, because you got Anthony Richardson and Danny Dimes. That might be the place where Warren goes to die.
I also think they have a very, very big glaring need at interior offensive line for the Colts. Like, it's bad. They lost Will Fries. They lost Ryan Kelly. Like, Dalton Tucker's a projected starter right now. That's not something you want to have on your team.
What do you think San Fran's doing?
So Kellen Banks is gone now. They could. This is
I
an
just saw
early
it.
Walter Nolan spot.
I'm seeing Michael Williams.
Michael Williams.
Michael
Yeah.
Williams, sorry.
Yeah, so I think it could be Michael Williams. It could be Shamar Stewart. It could be Walter Nolan. Those would be like probably the three names defensive line wise. I haven't heard as much Jade Barron buzz as of late for the Niners. So I think it's probably defensive line. It sounds like they're going to go offensive line day 2 for the most part. If it's Michael Williams, I will definitely like it because of the spots. And I love Michael Williams. Dude played on a high ankle sprain like 60+% of the year last year.
Got more breaking news. The NFL schedule will be released on May 14th.
Yeah, buddy.
Put that in your calendar.
May 14th.
That's when the real studying begins. That's when-
Exactly.
That's when I start deep diving again.
That's when
Actually-
week 17 is the most said 2 words in fantasy land for like a while.
I usually deep dive immediately, like when the season's almost over, and then get it over with, and then I put it on hold until the schedule comes out. The deep dive and pot for redraft, anyway. Dynasty, obviously, you continuously pay attention and stuff, and rookies, and you're gonna pay
Wait,
rookie
You
draft.
mean I continuously pay attention in Dynasty?
But in redraft, I'm talking about redraft prep. Let's start deep diving again when the schedule comes out.
Yeah, people were concerned with Loveland because of the shoulder, but
Yes. But according to all the reports, the shoulder is not a concern.
should be ready to start camp.
Yeah, it's not Jahad Campbell. Jahad Campbell just literally had surgery on his labrum, and they're like, we're hopeful that at the start of regular training camp, he'll be available. Not, voluntary OTAs, mandatory OTAs, rookie minicamp, all that. I put him on the Colts at 14. I think that's the highest he could possibly go, but I think there's a really good chance that he falls to round 2, much like Nakobe Dean falling to round 3 a couple of years ago, but Nakobe Dean was also tiny and not as good of an athlete. And Nakobe Dean also didn't have surgery on his shoulder when he probably should have.
I'm looking back at some of the chat comments, Ronnie. Ted McMillan, number 1 wide receiver.
He's phases. We're in phases. Ted McMillan didn't test. He's not the wide receiver 1. We're bored.
I mean, he did kind of test.
McMillan is the wide receiver 1, and we never said otherwise. NFL draft.
Theo Greminger saying Drew spot for Tet in Carolina in one of the chats I'm in.
He said what?
For Tet, he's saying that's a dream landing spot for him.
Yeah,
I
I like it too. It's great for Bryce Young. I mentioned that earlier. Great for Bryce Young.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's right
mean,
there in Green Bay. I'm like, why are they booing?
it's a good landing spot, but I also think he's a big slot.
So far, the landing spots have been pretty positive fantasy wise.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree. Can agree with that.
Yeah, it could. Bears will be interesting now to see Loveland versus Odunze. Like, who's the number 2 target?
True. Didn't think of that.
Like, it could either be a really good time to buy Odunze or a really bad or a really good time to get rid of him if you want to get rid of him.
Yeah, that's actually valid. I got some Odunze bags in Dynasty.
I think maybe
I took him in that
shares.
dispersal, JD.
I might have to
I
sell.
don't like the comparison. If they're saying he's Tyler Eifert, that means he can't block.
Who?
Because they just compared Loveland to Tyler Eifert. I don't like that.
I've heard different. I mean, Chris Sims.
Loveland can block better than Eifert could.
Chris
Loveland was great 2 years ago.
Sims
was-
was saying he's pretty
He was
legit as a
impact
blocker. I
player
mean,
2
who
years
knows?
ago.
I personally don't think Loveland can block at all. I think he's closer to
Tyler
Mike.
Eifert. Oh no. Oh no. That's
But
not
like I
good.
said, I think Colson Loveland is just a Keenan Allen replacement at this point in time. He's just going to be a big slot.
I mean, how long does it take Odunze to overtake DJ Moore at 1? What if he takes steps forward? I mean,
I don't see that being a possibility.
no, you don't.
They
think so?
locked in
And
DJ Moore. DJ Moore's locked in.
I like I love DJ Moore. I'm just saying. I don't know who has higher upside.
Yeah, it's still DJ Moore.
What
And
are the
DJ Moore
Niners?
is one of those guys that's been around for forever, but he's still way younger than people realize.
Yeah, he's really good. I agree. Well, he's 20. What is he? 28. He's 28 and a half, I thought.
Is he 28 and a half?
Yeah,
He's probably.
I think so.
Let me look. Because he came in the league at like not even 21.
He's a great player though, and he's not overused.
See, Chris Sim actually just tweeted, damn, the Bears go with tight end Colston Loveland. He's the better run blocker and route runner than Tyler Warren.
It's Chris Sims too. So take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. He's funny.
DJ Moore just turned 28 10 days ago.
Yeah, I go by the start of the season. I think that's where my source gives the age, I believe. But I just want to clarify that. But you know, I was actually just offered a trade. It was I'm in a dispersal, 6-team dynasty dispersal. JD's a part of it as well. I figured this would come up, so I may as well talk about it a little bit, since you know other people can chime in on it. I don't know if you guys know Memphis Young. Was he Dynasty Warzone? And he offered me DJ Moore. He offered me like it was a 4-for-4 deal, and I was and it was a DJ Moore Odunze swap. I was kind of winning. I feel like I was kind of winning the deal like now. But when I was looking at the pieces I was giving up on, he wanted my 2 picks in the dispersal were part of the deal. And it was fairly early. I want to say, I can't remember who I took, but I think it was the 5 and the 6 turn, JD. I believe it was the 5-6 turn.
You took him?
That he offered me this trade.
So you took Udinze at the 3-4 turn.
Yeah, so it was my following picks that he was trying to get in the
Or
deal
I
as
guess it'd be at
well.
the beginning of the third anyways.
Yeah, and I ended up declining it. But anyways, it was the opportunity to swap Odunze for DJ Moore on the spot. And I thought that would give me increased now production, because I'm big on DJ Moore this year. I think that Ben Johnson's going to use him because he's great with the ball in his hands, open in space, yards after catch, all of that. And if they can get DJ Moore the ball creatively, he's gonna take he has the ability to take things to the house or at least get big, chunk plays. So I'm in on DJ Moore, but it's just the upside of a Dunze long term. You know what I mean? Coupled with giving up 2 of my dispersal picks. I'm in a startup, basically a startup. So I didn't do it. I think I was getting Chase Brown in the deal too, but I think that was really the other 2 pieces were just like blah throw-ins off his bench.
So this number 11 pick, right? For the 49ers. It sounds like Mykel Williams, but like I see a lot of people reporting it, but nobody like notable reporting it.
Romeo Dunze. Or
Romeo.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
Caleb Williams has to pop. I mean, the ones that if it ain't this year, then obviously he's when is it going to be? He's got the right coach, right offensive coach. He's got two great offensive weapons. They just added a great slot tight end. So pieces are
Likely
there.
a running back later.
Caleb Williams.
What if Colson Love just becomes the number 1 target? Like, what if he just takes on the St. Brown role in the slot? Chain mover.
Matthew Golden.
Sam Laporta style at times. Take over the game, kind of. Dominant performance.
It's just been weird. Like when they had Laporta and Jameson Williams playing at the same time, it's like one would do something and the other one wouldn't.
Yeah, I know, I agree. But when they feature Laporta, when they exploit, when he does well, I feel like he has dominant performances. Cold Stone Loveland, Ronnie in the chat. Appreciate you,
the Niners going.
Ronnie.
Okay. Why is this pick taking forever to like actually be finalized?
Yeah.
So
is there a trade? Maybe trade happening? No, the pick's in. It says.
So it said like pretty much.
There it is. I just saw it.
Everybody on Twitter says Mykel Williams, but there was like nobody notable saying it was Mykel Williams. Like nobody like.
Yeah, Schultz just reported it.
He just finally did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because the pick's coming all the way from Japan, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's funny because he's reporting the Niners were exploring trading up to get him, and they got him anyways.
Yeah. So I like Mykel quite a bit. Obviously, he played with a high ankle sprain for over 60% of the year last year, so that limited his production quite a bit. And he should be good in San Francisco. Should be. Well, okay, so here's the funny thing about him, too. So last year, San Francisco had Yetur Gross-Matos, right? Former Penn State edge rusher. Mykel Williams' floor probably is Yetur Gross-Matos. That's probably his floor. That's like the worst you're going to get out of him. Similar size, too.
Mykel Williams.
All right, here's another fun one with Dallas. Let's see what they do.
Something stupid.
Do they go golden?
Something stupid.
Something stupid.
I mean, golden's like a Brandon Cooks replacement if you want to go that direction. Personally,
Offensive line.
Banks isn't there, though. Like, I would love to see them take Banks and put Guyton back to right tackle, but now Banks isn't there. So
Booker's the guy I'm seeing.
Booker's not a scheme fit. Booker, this is way too early for Booker, anyways.
Would that surprise you, though?
That would be a perfect fit for them, then. They always seem to do something like that.
Totally.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah, I keep seeing Booker, man.
I would not. Okay, let's see. Who's their new defensive coordinator now this year? So it's Eberflus, right? Eberflus came over.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I could see the Cowboys taking Jalen Walker, but if they're going to run Eberflus's defense, that's not a fit at all. This could be Shamar Stewart. This could be. It could be anything that makes Tyler Warren's also a very real possibility here. Like, I know people like Ferguson, but it's still an upgrade over him. Ferguson's, I think, a free agent after this year.
I don't even see Booker. What do you see?
They've got a second
Yeah, I
tight
can
end
see
too.
Booker.
Huh?
What about second tight end Luke Schoonmaker? He sucks.
He does.
Well, I just saw Rappaport. What's he saying? Yeah, Rappaport's saying Booker.
Booker?
Where is Booker?
Booker's at like probably 30.
I don't even see him on here, dude.
There he is.
Right here. He's not here anymore because he just got took. 30. He was at where? I thought I just saw him.
Okay,
He's at
so that's-
40. Tyler Booker's at 40. 40. They got him at 40.
I mean, he was a borderline first round pick.
I'll be back, boys.
He's a very
All right.
good player.
Take a break, man. Take a break.
He's a very good player, but a very poor testing athlete. I wonder, though. Okay, so Zach Martin left. Is this just the straight Zach Martin replacement? Or are you going to put him in? Or are you going to put him at guard, kick Tyler Smith back out to left tackle, and move Guyton back to right tackle? Well, I guess you still got Steele, too. So they probably won't do that unless you really feel comfortable moving Steele into guard, which they probably don't do. I don't know. So it's probably just a Zach Martin replacement, which it feels early. And Greg says early for an offensive guard. Yeah. I would have traded a bit. Like, I'd rather have Donovan Jackson here either way, though. And there's always a chance that Donovan Jackson might actually be able to play left tackle. Or, like, literally you could take Armand Membu, try to make him play left tackle. If he can't do it, then you just kick him in the guard. Like, no, Membu's gone already. I'm ahead of myself. Membu's gone. Campbell, Membu, and Banks are all gone.
Sim Shame Roy says, yet another Texan will L. Bream dies at 12 with Cowboys taking Tyler Booker. A lot higher than expected.
We didn't want Tyler or Booker.
You know, Craig's also.
Offensive line.
You got two Texans fans in this cast.
Yep.
Who's the other one?
Coach Craig.
Coach Craig, you're a Texan fan?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Oh, man, we got two Houston Texan guys. All right. I'm surprised that you guys aren't talking more together about it.
We're not going to draft any defense. No need.
Who was
I
that
agree
lineman?
I'll agree with that. Rick says Will Johnson to Miami. Any agree? Does that make any sense? Guess it does.
Wait. Will Johnson. So it does make a lot of sense because Ramsey's Ramsey wants out. Ramsey's on the trade block.
Yeah, he wants out.
Although I'd rather just take Jade Bear in there. It's better scheme fit. So the Dolphins low-key have one of the worst defenses if Jalen Ramsey gets traded. They have Ashton Davis and who's the other safety? Somebody else that's not good. Oh, Melifonwu. He's not good. And then their starters at corner could be Storm Duck and Cam Smith. No offense to you, JC, but Cam Smith hasn't done anything yet. Kader Kaihu in the slot. And they got some edge rushers, and that's about it. Like, their defensive line's terrible. Their linebacker unit's not good. Their corners are terrible if Ramsey gets traded, and their safety group is terrible. Like, they have the worst defense on paper.
It's crazy how many jerseys they have to throw away. Because they have 32 jerseys with their names on it, you know?
Nah, they just give them to the kids in Africa.
This is crazy. It's so funny. It's so bad.
Shadur Sanders, number 1. No, they don't have 32 jerseys for every player. They press stamp them on site as they're walking out. Yeah, they do. Nowadays they do.
They must.
So they have like a jersey for. They have like a couple jerseys for every team, and then they just press stamp the name on it real quick. That's part of the reason it takes a while too.
He just got all these jerseys, man. That'd be funny as hell.
No, they definitely press stamp them like on site real quick. That's part of the reason why, like, when they walk up, it takes them like 2 minutes. So Dolphins are still up, but do they?
Says the pick's in. Commercial break now. Commercial break.
107. Oof.
They always pull that on the bad teams. Texans used to be always on the commercial break.
I mean, back in the day, you might as well just do it for the Vikings because they would miss their pick anyways. Just was it back-to-back years? They just didn't turn their pick in for number one, their first pick.
I think it was 2 out of 3 years. I don't think it's back to
So bad. Is that Brett? Tice, Mike Tice, right?
Yeah.
Dude, twice. How do you do it twice?
And that's what pisses me off about some of the slow drafts that the person runs the clock and gets the highest average draft position player. They should get passed over if they don't show up and make their pick. Do it just like the NFL.
Instead of them getting auto picks?
Yeah. That pisses me off. It's like, especially because you're there, the next pick, just, rubbing your hands together. Oh boy, here he is. Boom. Auto picked out.
I get that. I like it when the people don't show up and then they get auto pick the injured guy though.
Yeah, or like a guy that's like way down the list.
Yep. We're way down my list.
I think that if you make the commitment to be in a league, make the commitment.
Show up unless you have a life emergency. For fast draft, at least.
I better see a doctor's report if it's a life emergency. See, like, proof of death.
Remember that sign in the hospital?
Yeah. I want the doctor's report. You got to be there making the pick.
They're just sitting over there getting a kidney transplant. I need the receipts. You were in a car accident? I need the police report.
Yeah. I want to see a picture of the car.
There's nothing left of it.
Yeah.
I wish their draft tracker was better on NFL.com. It's shitty.
So we're still on the Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
Still on the Dolphins.
I could look. I'm still messing with my top 10 rankings for each position on behind the scenes graphics. Dolphins. Show me the Dolphins. According to Jordan Schultz, it is defensive tackle Kenneth Grant, which would be a big boost to their D-line because it's Zach Seiler and nobody. Yeah, so everybody's reporting. Yeah, Kenneth Grant's the pick according to like pretty much everybody.
Here it comes.
They need defense. Simple enough. He's good. And he hasn't even reached his potential yet. Okay.
Kenneth Grant it is.
That's a good spot for him to land too. Because they might not make him play nose tackle. If he plays nose tackle, you're wasting his potential.
What do you think of the landing spot, Greg? We know Greg is listed in Michigan. He's a big Michigan guy.
Yeah, a lot of Michigan players going. He's already said this must be the third guy from Michigan already gone.
Yeah, so he said two more Michigan players getting drafted tonight, guys, question mark. So we got 3 already, right? So we're going to assume that Will Johnson will be one of them. And then what would be the other one?
What I miss?
We're still waiting.
The Miami pick, the Miami pick you probably saw before you took off.
Greg, who would be the 5th Michigan guy that you're thinking of? Because Will Johnson would be the only other one. Unless you said 2 before Grant got picked, which is fair.
What do we think? Tyler Warren here
No.
to Indy? No.
I've been down this train already.
Oh, JD's an Indy fan. I think he wants Ty Warren, right?
Greg said that before Grant was picked. So okay.
Looks like it's Tyler Warren.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like the landing spot.
I like the landing spot too.
I hate this. I don't even think it's a good landing spot. Playing with Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson, that's not good for you. And you're literally competing with targets for Josh Downs and Michael Pittman Jr. That's not like if you're only getting 20, if their quarterback's only throwing 20, 25 times a game and you got to compete with those two guys, that's not good.
No
Not good
way.
for fantasy.
I don't disagree with you, man. That's not great.
Yeah, Bleacher Report is reporting Tyler Warren. Ari's reporting Tyler Warren. Hopefully they get a real quarterback one day.
He said he'll get a chance to practice without his run blocking in Indy.
I'm just surprised they actually took a tight end in round 1, especially that didn't happen.
I'm not at all. That's such a Ballard move.
Not really. They've never drafted tight end high. And especially one without an elite athletic profile.
But they've been in need of one for a while now.
Yeah. But they just keep taking 3rd and 4th round guys.
So I guess
They better get on interior offensive line day 2. That's all I gotta say. Because otherwise they're screwed. It doesn't matter who's at quarterback if they have no guys to block in the middle.
is it Jelani Woods? He's all done, huh? That confirms that.
That guy doesn't even like football. That guy hates football.
Just confirmed. You can officially drop him off of
The best is the kid at the draft with like a fresh Anthony Richardson jersey. Like he just bought it.
What about Mo Alley Cox?
Gigantor.
Well, I mean, they both are giant.
He's under contract, didn't they? Didn't they just re-up Mo Alley Cox?
He's a blocker.
Both of them are 6'8". Both of those tight ends they have right now.
I like how Tyler Warren's sitting at home in jeans and like a
both giants.
Like
They're
a long
huge.
sleeve t-shirt. He's like, whatever.
Yeah, 6'8" giants. It's crazy.
Well, they were projecting the Colts to take a tight end the whole time, so
So what do you think here?
Pretty chalk. All right.
Okay, Jalen Walker. Next question. Like, they need edge rusher. He can play edge rusher or linebacker. Raheem Morris likes dropping his edge rushers into coverage more than anyone else. Who's the best guy at doing that in this class? Jalen Walker. Okay, next question. Like, it should be this pick should take like a minute. Like, the only way it doesn't take a minute. Well, they're going to let the clock run because they want to field trade offers because they have the second least amount of picks in this year's draft. They have 5 picks. The only team with less are the Vikings. That's the only reason that they're going to run out the timer.
Damn, Tyler Warren hitting home runs in the Little League series. That's going to come in handy in the NFL.
Is it?
I just thought I saw a bench of Ted Pollock.
I mean, it might come in
handy. Old 49er fan.
Dan just posted Michael Pittman and Josh Downs are big winners with the Tyler Warren pick. They finally got a good quarterback.
Yeah. They shared him.
He did play.
Throw that pass too. That was funny.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Jonathan Taylor might be a big loser if they go Wildcat quarterback with him in the goal line. You never know. Oh,
Now they're showing him play baseball.
Falcons draft a quarterback.
again.
Keep drafting a quarterback.
We'll do it again. You want to see me do it again?
I'd die.
Penix. Yeah, Penix, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Michael
And
Penix.
they paid Kirk Cousins all that money. They're like, all right, we're taking Penix 8th. You're like, what? What?
There was logic behind it. They really like Michael Penix. Obviously, Kirk Cousins was coming off the Achilles, so they wanted to have insurance. And the thing that really held their team back for 2.5 years was the quarterback position. So they just want to make sure they had at least one viable starting guy. But
They were smart to get a piece of this class. Even they took him over Bo Nix, right?
yep,
Yeah.
they took him over Bo Nix and JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
We'll see how it all plays out. Everybody's been pretty decent so far.
Yeah.
We haven't seen JJ though.
You want to know what I like about JJ? It's like his stuff that he's doing now off the field, like him playing golf. Like he was out playing. He played with Adam. Who was it? Thielen. Who was two guys from the Panthers? It was Thielen and someone else. No. It was all old. It was all old previous Vikings players. It was T.J. Hawkinson and J.J. McCarthy versus Adam Thielen and somebody else, another old Viking, and like he was just like the morale with him and Hawkinson was just it was crazy, and then what they're talking about how like he just sounds like they're very excited about what he's going to be.
I mean, a
I
bag
like
of
his-
potato chips can look good in Kevin O'Connell's offense.
It's true. We did see Sam Darnold look good.
You've seen Nick Mullins throw for yards.
We saw who was that guy? The NASA guy.
Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, we saw him be
Yeah.
successful. So, yeah, you're right.
JD, I got a Indy Dynasty question for you.
Shoot.
What's Jonathan Taylor worth if you were to trade him? What are you looking for return this year? Is 106, 105, 108? Well, what do you think?
If you're a contender, I don't mind moving one of these mid to late first for him.
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna be able to get him for anything less.
Right. Okay. If you had 2 first round picks, not necessarily a contender, but a Jonathan Taylor piece away from like possibly being a contender, you can hit on your other draft pick or make another trade. I don't know.
What are the
Good
two
to you.
picks that you have?
105 and 108.
So what are they asking?
But they're not asking anybody. They're offering me Jamison Williams for the 108, and I'm looking at his roster, and he's got Jonathan Taylor on trade block.
Yeah, I'd send the 108.
So I was thinking.
If you're a contender, you need a running back. Like he's JT's JT, man. He's going second round right now. Most drafts, like early.
Okay.
What is happening? Is that your dog, JC?
Yeah, I'm just fucking with her.
I was like, what was that?
She's on a pillow. She's on a pillow, and I'm like,
What kind of
under,
dog
like,
is it?
she's a pit bull, and I'm just under it gently, like pushing it up a little bit, and she's just like looking at it, like what the, and then she'd stick her head under there, and I would like tap her nose a little bit, so then she was getting all rowdy.
Oh, they're all about the headbutt, dude. They headbutt anything. I had a friend that had one, and I was like, until you pet the damn thing, the head butt your kneecap.
They're taking Bijan Robinson again.
So this pick is taking a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Twitter-
they might miss. They're gonna miss
Twitter
their
didn't
pick.
have much. Twitter, like the one thing I kind of seen was Mike Green, but it wasn't from anybody official.
Atlanta only has 5 picks. Two
Five
of them are in the 7th, so they could be trading back here.
They were definitely
The
fielding
pick is
calls.
in. It says the pick's in.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying
True.
to see again.
I mean, I'd say their drafts the last 4
Oh, there
days.
it is. Walker.
Jalen Walker. Like I
Yeah.
said, this was a very easy pick for them, but they had to wait out the time to see if anybody was willing to trade up because they only have 5 picks. So now Arizona's on the clock.
Shador Sanders is still available, right?
No
Yeah,
surprise.
he's not.
No surprise.
You're surprised? I think he's going late.
I said no surprise.
I didn't
No
say
surprise.
so surprised. I was just
Right.
noting. I
No
was just
surprise.
Yeah, I was gonna say early second, late first.
So Arizona, though, Arizona needs interior offensive line really bad. Gray Zabel could be a fit. They could use better help on the defensive line again. Edge could be a spot. Like I went Ezraku in my mock there. I think they could go with an edge if they really like somebody, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is a trade back spot as well. Maybe, like they could go wide receiver if they want like somebody fast. But I don't know. They go like Matthew Golden.
Golden.
I don't think they go here with
That'd be
Golden.
fun, though. That'd be fun because Michael Wilson right now.
He's a possession wide receiver, but him and Marvin Harrison are so similar. But Marvin Harrison's just the better version of him. Obviously,
I mean, Trey McBride is the man in that
Love
offense. But
Trey McBride.
Yeah,
but
same.
if they had somebody that could actually take the top off of the defense,
That'd be huge.
that is not named Greg Dortch and 5'7".
Golden there would be fun. I do like that. I
It would
think
be fun, but he'd be useless in fantasy essentially.
Would he?
Yes,
I want to see. I want to see the quarterback play some quarterback like the way he knows how to play quarterback, and then Marvin Harrison.
He's not a quarterback. He's a pitcher.
Yeah, but Tyler's already said that he's going to play more running.
We need better quarterback play. We need better quarterback play.
He's a pitcher and a Call of Duty player.
he's not a pitcher. He played baseball. He was an outfielder in baseball, but he was not a pitcher.
I thought he got signed as a
He's
pitcher.
an outfielder. He got drafted like 7th or 8th overall by the A's as an outfielder.
Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong.
He is, I believe, the only player in history to be drafted in the first round of the NFL draft and the MLB draft.
Oh, I thought he was.
Granted,
a pitcher.
Bo Jackson and Dion both played both sports at the same time.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Dion led the National League in triples one year, only playing 90 games.
Who played the most different sports professionally? Jordan?
No.
Was he a professional golfer? Did they consider him a professional?
He was never a
No.
professional golfer.
I know
He just like gambling.
Yeah, he did like gambling.
No. So if you go way back, who is it? There's a guy that he literally ran track, played in the NFL, and did like another like.
Jesse
No, Jim Thorpe did a
The
lot.
guy
of
played
stuff.
for the Bills.
No, old, not Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah, Marquise Goodwin. That's what I'm thinking.
Not
about.
Marquise Goodwin that was on the Bills and 49ers. I'm talking like a guy back in like the 50s and 60s.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Jim Thorpe might have played like a bunch of sports.
Nice.
Tony Gwynn played like basketball and baseball at San Diego State. Or San Diego.
In fact, a lot of tight ends have played basketball as like a power forward.
Yeah, and then a lot of them they try to like. There's a kid out of Baylor named Mark Vital that he tried to make into an NFL tight end. He signed on a practice squad like 2 different times, and didn't last like a week.
Jimmy Grandpa, dude. He was a big. Who did he play it for in college?
Miami, and he only literally played. So Bernie Kosar like showed up at his house pretty much and was like, "Hey, you're gonna play tight end for Miami this year."
You think when the mothers are like super happy about the kid getting picked, it's about the landing spot and where they get to visit?
Yeah, I'm sure that and
You don't want to go to Buffalo.
nobody wants to go to Buffalo.
I want to take a minute and thank our guests tonight, JD and Coach Craig. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks for
coming
having
on.
us, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
This is
Appreciate it. Big
fun.
time.
Appreciate you guys talking about the draft. Definitely helps us out. I mean, I know a little bit about the players. I don't study it hardcore. I have a couple of real good sources that I trust. And then once I get the landing spot, I factor in my own overall assessment, I guess we'll say. And that's kind of how I evaluate rookies. So I appreciate you guys coming on and talking about it and keeping the conversation going. Definitely means a lot to me. Appreciate it.
So just going back to the guy that played. So Jim Thorpe played football, he played baseball, and he was a gold medalist in the decathlon.
There you go. Trifecta.
So that's probably your answer. But this was also like he medaled in 1912. That's, like I said, it's somebody a long time ago that did all this.
So Greg says any wide receiver would want to go to Buffalo. I'm not so
Would they
sure.
though?
I'm not so sure.
There's a curse in Buffalo.
It's kind of cold there.
It's kind of like the Ravens receiver
You end
curse.
up being like a wide receiver 3.
Cardinals select Walter Nolan.
That makes sense. Like it was
JD with the on the spot breaking news draft picks. Sorry to cut you off, man. I just wanted to throw that in there to appreciate you, man. Go ahead, Coach.
I mean, like I said, it was defensive line or interior offensive line were the two biggest needs. Walter Nolan, he is the former #1 overall recruit in his high school recruiting class. He went to Texas A&M. A&M wasted a bunch of talent on all these guys for whatever reason, like Walter Nolan, Shamar Stewart, Shamar Turner, like the 1 year of Nick Scorton, like Jimbo Fisher can recruit guys, but once he gets them, it's like they lose their powers.
It's like quarterbacks when they cut their hair. You can't do that. You're not allowed.
Or when they go to Cleveland.
No, like Justin Herbert, he had an excellent year his first year, and it's a rookie, and he cut his hair, and he was not as good the next year. Quentin Ewers, he was really good. He cut his hair, and what happened?
He was never really good.
Is that why you're growing the beard?
I'd like to point out the Tom Brady, Randy Moss here. Tom Brady had some long hair.
Yeah, telling you, man, it's the hair. It's magic.
That's why Johnny Damon lost all his powers when he went to the Yankees.
You can't grow long hair, you grow a long beard. That's like Fitz magic. He grew a long
beard. What are we thinking with Cincinnati here, guys?
Cincinnati's pissed right now because Walter Nolan just got picked right before them, and Kenneth Grant's already off the board. Like, those would be their top 2 targets. And Tyler Booker's gone too. Like, they need a guard too, and a Tyler Booker would be perfect. So, like, pretty much like their 3 favorite targets are probably not on the board. Like,
so trade back.
Bengals don't trade. Bengals don't trade during the draft. They take wherever their pick is, they take it pretty much.
Yeah, they've got all
very rarely trade back.
This is where they crush. This is where they crush Joe's dreams, and they take Omari on Hampton.
Hampton, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Joe's pissed. He'd be like, "No."
Let's see.
I was always landing spot dependent on him. He can be good in the right spot, but he's never going to be I don't think he's going to be a full-time running back. He'll be like a gadget type of.
Who, Hampton?
Yeah, I don't know.
Really? What? Dude, what are you smoking?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't see a full.
What you talking about, Willis?
Did you just call Omari and Hampton a gadget type player?
Damn.
Not a gadget. Share the backfield. Share the backfield. I don't see him being the only guy.
I think Genty and Hampton are the only 2 guys in this class that can command early on in their career that can command the lion's share of carries.
They need it to be fantasy relevant. They need it, is my point. So,
What do you
I
think
don't know.
about Travion?
Travion, I think, is going to be the lead part of a committee, but he's also a change of pace back. Like he's very good if he stays healthy. He like high end is Maurice, like he body type, play style, Maurice Jones-Drew.
Hey,
Like,
Craig, who was the second? Who was the second running
Oh, I like that.
But that's the high end, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I like
the
that.
low end is like, because like people don't realize like how good Travion was as a freshman. He was a 5-star. Goes to Ohio State, balls out as a freshman. Sophomore year has that foot injury. Which
I remember how good he was. I remember when he played against the Gophers, he scored 3 touchdowns against them.
Yeah.
It was insane.
That
It
was
was
the
like, oh
second
my
year,
god,
right?
that's if it was Debbie, yeah, dude. If it was in Debbie and I saw that, I'd be like, sold.
And then sophomore year has the foot injury, which he tried to play through. We never ever got the full details on. And a lot of times it could have been, I think it was either a Jones fracture or Liz Frank, because honestly, junior year still had some of that speed zapped. He looked more like his normal self once again this year and was very productive. He is not a guy that should have, 20 plus carries a game though, but he's a guy that can be used kind of with good contact balance. He can pass protect. He can get the ball out of the backfield. He can make things happen, but he shouldn't be the only guy in the committee.
What's a good landing spot?
Chicago.
That's what I thought.
And I think they're going to trade. I think they'll move up to the end of round 1. I think that's a very real possibility.
You've been waiting backstage for a while. I'm sorry about that.
Is he back there? I didn't even see him.
Yeah, he even sent me a private message.
Oh, hold on
Sherman
a second.
Stewart?
I couldn't. It's like weird and down there.
No, he's in now. I brought him in.
Yeah, I got to do this though.
If anyone cares, the Leafs just won in overtime.
What's up, everyone? How's it going tonight?
Dustin, appreciate you joining, man.
No problem. I'm here at the NFL draft, man. It's been a crazy night so far.
Yo, dude, it looks like this looks like so many people there right now. It looks crazy.
Yeah, it's been great. The press conference has been fun. We got Cam Ward. Travis Hunter actually came in first for press conferences. Super fun kid. Just a ball of energy, a ball of excitement, a ball of positivity. Abdul Carter came in. He was a lot of fun. Talked a lot about, the legacy of being number 11 at Penn State and kind of now the legacy of being, Lawrence Taylor, Michael Strahan, legacy for the New York Giants. Cam Ward came through. I was really impressed with Cam Ward in the press conferences. He talked a lot about his work ethic and he played for 3 different schools. It's just been a fun night. Crazy draft so far. I don't think we're going to see another quarterback tonight. It's going to be kind of crazy.
What do you think about Genty going to the Raiders?
Nice, good call. I was about to ask that.
I mean, here's the deal. We kind of all knew that was coming, right? And the whole talk this week, which I thought was all smokescreen from Daniel Jeremiah, was, everyone trades up to get Genty. I think it's an okay landing spot. I think the Raiders have more issues than just running back. I think they could have got a running back in the second round and taken a wide receiver there or something else. He's still a good running back. I have concerns about the workload he got in college the past 2 years. So, how fresh is he? It's a good pick. I don't know if it's necessarily the right pick there. I don't know if someone wanted to trade back. If someone wanted to trade up to get him, you could trade back, picked up a second-round pick, and still got Hampton or Henderson, who I like even more, later in the first or early second.
So, Dustin, was there a pick or is there any pick that seemed to be more surprising to the people there in Green Bay?
I think the tight end's going. I think kind of people thought that might happen, and it made sense. The Bears taking one was the biggest, shock. It was in the middle of a press conference, and everybody was like, ooh. Because, right, that Cole Kmet is still a good tight end. He's not maybe a great tight end, but he's a good tight end. So, was that a position of need for the Bears? Didn't seem like it was. So what does that mean for Cole Kmet? Does he get moved tomorrow? Is he traded? We've talked about Dallas Goedert possibly being a trade target, someone that they could trade. Michael Mayer's possibly on the trade block, so now is Cole Kmet on the trade block. So if you're out there looking for a tight end, if you're the Chargers who obviously didn't get one, if you're the Rams who need one, do you go out and trade for one of those guys? I'd love to see Cole Kmet go somewhere else. And that was the biggest shock here. It was like, oh man, the Bears with so many other needs talked about trading up. There was talk of trading down. stay with the word and took a tight end, which wasn't necessarily the biggest need for him.
JD, Craig, you guys have any questions for Dustin?
I don't think so right now. I mean, for me, I think Colson Loveland's mainly just a Keenan Allen replacement as a big slot. So I've said that a couple different times, but I wouldn't be surprised if they keep Cole Kmet.
Yeah. And I'll say the biggest shocker here was that a lot of these guys have yet to talk to anybody. Travis Hunter said he has yet to talk really to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He doesn't even, he was like, I don't even have my phones. He's like, I've talked to nobody. So,
he looked so happy to not be going to Cleveland, though.
Yeah.
Did he not?
yes. But I mean, what I liked about him, he's like, I don't have my phones. He literally like stopped when the Saints were picking. He literally stopped mid-sentence because he thought that might be short. Like, he was so invested in wanting to see Shador get picked, which says to me like he cares for his teammates. That shows a lot about his character. So I really love that. But yeah, he was like, we asked him about his role, and he's like, I don't know, I haven't talked to him. Like, I haven't talked to anybody. Which is, it's very untypical. Usually they get a call right away, but he's like, I don't even have my phones. A couple of the draft picks have said that. Like, I don't know how my phones. I don't even know where they are.
We're getting the actual picks ahead of kind of what's going on TV. What's happening there? How are you getting? Are you guys all on your phones, or are you hearing something before it actually gets announced?
We hear, we obviously get them on Twitter if we want. We have the live broadcast going, the TV broadcast in the media room. You'll hear things, you'll see, there's some team-specific reporters here who are plugged into some of the beats and some people in the offices. So you'll hear some murmurings here and there. I got a couple people that I text with and it's like, hey, have you heard anything? They're like, I heard this, or this is a possibility. So you get rumblings here and there. There's probably 200-300 people in this media workroom. Maybe 1,000. It's pretty big. They're milling around, but you do get the team-specific guys who are plugged in. And so you'll see them whispering to their buddies, and you're like, okay, something's up with, that's the Jags guy, something's up, or that's the Steelers guy, maybe something's brewing. We're not getting anything super early compared to anybody else, but you do hear those like murmurings, but sometimes a lot is just chatter and nothing amounts to anything.
You hearing anything juicy about trades coming up with like Denver or any of these teams, Pittsburgh?
There's a lot of talk of late half, like the late third of the draft. So, Rams, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, all possibly trading out, and teams want it like Cleveland, the Giants, possibly trading back in to get a quarterback. We'll see if those materialize and what the cost will be. Obviously, the Browns have the ammunition now, right? Like they traded back, so they could trade back up. They have an extra first-round pick next year, plus, they got the picks to do it. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if it'll happen until who's on the clock, because Steelers still have to pick. We'll see what happens.
This is a potential trade back spot right here too.
That's what I'm seeing. Looks like
John Snyder likes to trade back, just in general.
Yeah,
Seattle.
Yeah, and this is
Seattle pick is in, right?
Oh, it is.
Hopefully, a defensive player.
This is a tricky one, honestly.
Again, selfishly, every defensive player picked is good for me.
There's been a lot of rumors of Will Johnson to Seattle over the past week.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of rumors, so I'm not sure if it's going to come true or not, but there's been a lot of rumors this last week.
And that works.
We'll
that works for
Dustin. I got one more before you go. Will Campbell to my Patriots. How do you feel about that?
I mean, that was the pick that everyone knew was coming. Seeing him tear up on stage was just. It shows, again, a lot about his character. He is just a guy that you love. Like, it reminds me a lot of, Jason Peters, those type of players where you're like Deion Dawkins for the Bills, who just are like a down-home guy that you're like, man, I want him on my team because he cares so much about his quarterback and his team. So I think he's going to be a great pick for the Patriots.
True Mike Vrabel guy, right?
Yeah, he's a true, he's a soft-spoken, real quiet guy. But when you get him on the field, he flips that switch and just becomes like a beast out there. So I think he's a great pick for the Patriots.
All right, man. Appreciate you for joining.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Hey, have a good night, everyone.
Later, Dustin. Thank you.
Looks like Gray Zabel to the Seahawks.
Gray Zabel, yeah.
Yeah.
Which John Snyder did it. He finally drafted a guard in the first round. Like he says, I hate drafting guards early. And then I don't know if I was just trying to blow everybody off the smoke, but he has a long history of not doing it. But maybe there are other targets that they wanted to go after weren't there anymore. Maybe the Will Johnson thing was just a whole bunch of smoke. Maybe Will Johnson's turf toe is a lot worse than people even think.
Well, it's
So
good for
now
my
Egbuka
Sam
is
Darnold
looking-
bags.
Yeah, does this help?
Egbuka is
Sam
looking
Darnold?
better and better for the Texans right now.
Does this help Sam Darnold?
Yes, because Sam Darnold can't be pressured up the gut, otherwise he falls apart.
Or he sees ghosts?
He literally falls
Hmm.
apart.
He does fall apart. He literally, that's how you
Like
beat
the
him.
playoff game.
Like against the Jaguars when he threw 3 interceptions.
That too.
Or anytime he played Bill Belichick.
I
Whatever
feel like
team-
those
whatever
last two
team he
games
was
are a bit
on.
overblown, man. He played against two solid Detroit and LA. Those are some,
No
there were some
touchdown.
solid defenses. And we got to remember, man, for me, that was Darnold's rookie season we saw last season. So
Oh, come on.
I don't know, man.
It's
Oh,
your
this is the
sixth.
NDSU kid that a lot of people here in Minnesota thought they were going to try to get him because he's from NDSU. They see it's local.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's stupid. I was like, why do you want? Why?
I mean, it's not a bad idea, but also they address the interior offensive line quite heavily.
A small school though. I don't know. NDSU. I mean, they're all right.
I don't think you can't call them a small school anymore.
Really?
Yeah, they can literally beat any team in college football besides like they could they're the Alabama FCS. Like, do you realize how many championships they've won?
You're not wrong.
Like they get their quarterback Cam Miller, he was a 3-star recruit. He chose going to North Dakota State over Iowa State.
It's a party school.
They tend to get size too. That's they're both offensive and defensive linemen.
They've done really
Have you
well.
ever- Have you ever been to Fargo?
I'm kind of interested in making a trade right now and going up to get the Tampa Bay
There's
pick.
nothing to do up there but party. It's all that's what you go to that school for.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Eh.
Country
Thoughts?
ass. Well,
Great.
it's a middle of
Great.
nowhere. Have
Great.
you ever seen
Thoughts?
Fargo?
Thoughts on Texans moving up? Take it, Egbuka.
Who's moving up?
Texans.
They
Or
are.
Mbuka?
I would
I
do
would
it.
say I would do that. Yeah, I would say that's.
Yeah,
gonna be
I think that's a good
move.
move, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd like to see him in Houston.
offensive linemen that I like the best are all gone. Might as well get the wide receiver. You want.
I think he's the wide receiver too in this class.
Are you not counting Hunter or counting Hunter?
Sorry, not counting Hunter. Sorry,
Right.
yeah, correct.
Well,
myself there. I put him ahead of Golden.
It's just one of those tricky designations we have to make this year.
Yes,
So
that's a very valid though. The very valid.
I think I had Ibuka number 2 outside of Hunter. Yeah, I think he was my number 2 as well. If you don't count Hunter,
And then if they don't get him, I wouldn't mind see them trade back.
yeah. I mean, if you think the Broncos or Steelers could take Ibuka and you really want Ibuka, like trading up here makes sense because those are 2 viable spots for him.
Why would the
And-
Steelers take him?
And Green Bay.
They have a viable slot. Like, I love Calvin Austin Jr. You love Calvin Austin Jr. Steelers don't.
Don't
He'd be a
do this.
But you need a slot if you want a viable high level slot next to Pickens and
The
And,
Green Bay wide receiver room is an enigma for sure.
No, we already got
Yeah.
slot boy. It's DK Metcalf.
no, he's slant
Yeah.
boy, not slot
Oh,
boy.
slant
Yeah.
boy.
Slant
That's
boy.
right.
There's a difference.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't know.
I would hate that to Green Bay, man. Igbuka.
Oh, here's Greg.
Just another wide receiver to have to figure out who's going to do what.
Yeah, it's just messy.
So I just want to throw this in here too because Greg's like,
And
he
if
said they went to
anything, the Green Bay Packers probably need Golden more because, of course, Watson's out.
yeah.
Okay,
But
Greg, I'm gonna tell you right now. Driving up to Fargo. So I used to drive up to Alexandria, which is like which is a technical school in Alexandria,
Ooh.
and it's on the way up to Fargo. And I'm gonna tell you right now, driving there in the wintertime is like the craziest shit you'll ever do.
Yeah.
You're literally
Oh,
driving.
you guys didn't see this coming.
You're driving in a tundra where there's nothing, so it's just wind that just blows snow across the highway. That
Yeah,
is
Forget the trade, boys. Igbuka is going to Tampa.
woo! What McMillan?
Why?
no.
My McMillan share is gone.
Oh no.
Okay.
What is happening? What is happening right now?
This is dumb. Okay.
Bad.
Okay. Hold on.
That's where the
This
draft
is
gets wonky.
stupid.
No.
You draft McMillan to replace Chris Godwin, right? Because they're a similar body type. Then what do? Re-sign Chris Godwin. Now what do? Draft another Chris Godwin. Why do you need three of them?
No.
Yeah.
And what the hell are you going to do with McMillan, who actually flashed?
It will actually look good. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Unless they have like some type of backdoor deal with somebody to trade Chris Godwin to.
Oh, that'd be fun.
The Patriots were very interested in him, right?
Yeah,
That would be fun.
they did sign Diggs though, so it's like, you could play both very easily. But
We'll see how much dough's left over after the draft, right? That's on the Patriots, and maybe they can finagle it. Who knows?
yeah, hey, maybe the Texans will trade for Mike Evans, bring him home.
Greg Cassell comparing him to Tyler Boyd in his prime.
That is very fair. I think. Do you guys remember what people wanted Jerry Jeudy to be when he first got drafted?
Yes.
I think that's what Emeka Egbuka is.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. It's a good comparison.
I'm Jeudy flashed last year, but like it was just Jameis chucking it.
Dude, that's the best part about it. It's a perfect fit. What do you think about that with Flacco? He should be a good fit too, I think. Because Flacco likes to chuck it too.
Flacco can't chuck it no more.
He's gonna do whatever he can because he's not gonna get replaced. So why would it matter?
When he loses the job to Kenny Pickett. And Pickett can't chuck it either, by the way. Just
That's just like I mean, it's like anytime Fitzmagic was getting an opportunity, it's like I don't give a shit if I lose my job. Like who's gonna replace me? And then there was like that was a time when Tua was playing there, and all of a sudden he's just remember the face mask grab where he was getting pulled to the ground and he threw that like 40-yard bomb downfield.
That was the year before too, I think.
No, Tua was there because I remember it because I had a Tua and this guy was like he's like, oh, I'll take Tua from you for cheap as hell because he's not gonna be playing anymore because Fitzmagic is. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Get the fuck out of here. He had this. Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about? That throw, right? When he was like literally getting
the Raiders. It was like, yeah,
getting pulled down like this, and he just throws this bomb like 40 yards downfield, like same pass. You're like, oh my goodness. Tua shares going down like this. You're like, no. I don't know if you guys play in any fantasy leagues with players with GMs like that who just like talk shit about players when like things just like are mysteriously happening to them. Oh yeah, I'll come get your player because he's not playing well.
Broncos. So let's see. Broncos can't take Egbuka now because he's not there. I don't think Sean Payne likes Matthew Golden, so I don't think they'll take him.
Well, they have Mims.
Yeah, that's a similar type of player, anyways. Honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they do that.
Sean Payton hates Marvin Mims though, for whatever reason. Like legitimate. I don't know. Apparently, he must have slept with his daughter or something. I don't know.
He didn't offer him a bong rip.
I don't know. But
what is this? Do you guys think this pushes Egbuka back now, value wise? Like you probably get him early second, maybe. That he goes to Tampa.
Yeah.
And I think you still should draft him too, especially if you look at injury history of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Yeah,
that's true.
And I love Mike Evans more than probably anyone. Yeah. Or you have a bit, the Buccaneers.
This is good for Baker Mayfield too.
Hell yeah, it's good for Baker Mayfield. That pushes him up.
Who's their new offensive coordinator this year?
Secures his long-term dynasty value for sure.
Who's their new offensive coordinator? Because this could matter.
We should be doing drafters right
now. Fucking junkie.
We'll be doing them tomorrow. I'll say that, baby.
So Josh Grizzard is the new offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers. He was previously the passing game coordinator. I was just trying to see if they were going to go like more air raid or something, like 4 wide receivers. Let's blaze it.
Yeah, why not? I mean, let Baker cook.
I mean, Baker's played in that system in college.
Yes. Let him bring the swagger back.
Man, I drafted Jalen McMillan in a startup at the beginning of the offseason. It's like first I get the right hook with the Godwin signing. Now it's like the left hook, uppercut.
I mean, but at this point too, like you just hold him because
You can't trade him now.
There's nothing. He's not worth anything to trade,
can't do
and he's
shit
already
now,
shown that
yeah.
he can be good. So it's like you keep him. I really was surprised they kept Godwin because McMillan was like a perfect
Same.
Yeah.
replacement.
So was I. I was taking McMillan in early, when the best balls first started, and then once they signed Godwin, I was like, "Oh, I'll stop taking him now." I guess I got enough shares.
Man, DD Fantasy Football is just polluting the timeline with their fucking. They're reposting like literally, I don't know, every 5 minutes their feed. It's like, all right, we get it, man. We get it.
Everybody's got to be first, man.
If you ain't in first, you're in last, though.
Dan's post just showed up on mine.
I just saw it.
Michael Pittman and Josh Downs are big winners with the Tyler Warren pick. They finally got a good quarterback. Yeah,
It's not wrong.
He's only got 7 likes out of 290 views. That's bullshit. He should have more likes than that. That was a good one.
G Dubs is like, personal thanks to all the Jalen McMillan owners who rejected my offers.
That's kind of
funny.
Man, yeah, that hurts. That hurts a lot. That hurts. Oof.
I mean, Dave Richard just posted Mike Evans a free agent next spring.
And then guess what? He can come home to Houston.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
He's from Galveston, so
there you go.
Ronnie Evans is. I think Ronnie's begging for Trevion Henderson to Denver.
It's. Yeah. I don't know how you don't go Omarion Hampton now.
It'll be Omarion, dude. They love their University of North Carolina running backs, huh?
I mean,
looks like no trade here for the
different coach.
Going all the way down to the wire.
Different coaches doesn't matter. It's an owner and GM.
It's a different owner than drafted Javonte too. It's the same GM, different owner, different head coach.
Do you think Shador goes to Pittsburgh?
That would be in my opinion.
But I wouldn't want to do it if I was Pittsburgh.
Why not? I think that's the best place he could land.
Oh, Broncos take cornerback Barron.
Jahdae Barron?
Yeah.
He will probably, if that's the pick, he'll probably play safety for them, though. They could use another safety. I know they brought in Hufanga, but Barron's played safety, outside corner, nickel. He's played everywhere in the defensive backs. So I think he'll probably play free safety for them.
Dude, that Green Bay looks absolutely – dude, there's so many people there. That is crazy. There's no way that
it looks like Woodstock. It looks like Woodstock, right?
There's no way Detroit had more last year. There's no way.
How much did Detroit have last year again? Didn't they have like 275?
It was a lot, but yeah.
There's a 265.
They say this was supposed to be like half that. I don't know, man. That looks like a lot of people.
Nashville had a lot the one year too. But Nashville, there was so much space.
Yeah, there's a lot to do too.
Well, there was like for the draft, there was just so much space. Like Green Bay, it's like literally they're like piled up pretty much in the stadium and the park.
They're in a town. Yeah, they're right in the middle of a town.
And there's literally no parking.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's pretty good. 250,000. That's pretty fucking good, man. Woo! Thanks for the update there, Rick.
Rick is the numbers guy. You got it, baby.
Yeah, you got to think, man. Green Bay is a football town. You know what I mean?
Like, I know, but you're like literally right in the middle of a city. It's crazy. Like Minneapolis, you're in the city. You're not like in the middle of a town. You know, like where people's houses are right there. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, I know personally, like I live 90 miles away, right?
They wouldn't be. I don't know how they did the Super Bowl in Minneapolis. Like, there's really no room, and there's really not a lot of room down there.
I mean, there's not a lot of room in Green Bay area where this is either. Like, legitimately. I live 90 miles away, and I know like probably 200 people like just from around here that went. Like just in passing, hey, we're going, type thing.
Yeah, why not?
Like it may never come to Green Bay again. So there's a lot of people in Wisconsin that went just because it's in Green Bay. A lot of people, especially night one.
This would be a pretty cool Make-A-Wish to announce like a draft pick, first round pick.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? No, there's literally people in Green Bay that are renting out their normal houses for like $5,000 a night, and then they're just going like 2 hours to a different town and staying in a hotel.
Looks like Derek Harmon to the Steelers.
Is the Steelers pick. This was a lot rumored. I personally am not a big Derek Harmon guy. I know a lot of draft media was really hyping him up. This is probably, like the start of the range where I would say he should get drafted, if that makes sense. They are looking for potential Cam Hayward replacements because he's on the wrong side of 30 at this point in time.
Is Shador now officially on suicide watch?
No. I mean, how many guys have gone in this? Okay,
who asked that? Is it somebody asked that?
But it just sucks because he's Deion's kid and they put all this pressure that he has to go super high because of it.
Yeah.
But okay, Geno Smith won the second round. Well, you can tell the Will Levis story if you want. You can tell the Drew Lock story if you want. But Derek Carr, Teddy Bridgewater, all those guys went second round and still had some level of success at the NFL level.
What about the story of Tom Brady walking his dog? Because he didn't get picked yet. He had to take his dog for a walk. He had to take his dog for a walk. He couldn't watch no more. He took it.
I mean,
it's crazy.
I don't think Wendy's not there. Mel, I think Mel's there though. I think Mel's at the draft. I think she flew back. I'm pretty sure she went to the draft.
Wendy was supposed to go to a Chicago watch party at wherever the Bears play, right?
The stadium.
Yeah. And she wasn't feeling good. She was under the weather and gave away her ticket. I'm
pretty sure Mel is at the draft. I'm pretty sure Mel's there.
What do we think the Chargers do now? Because Loveland's gone. Do they go running back here, do you think?
Okay. This one's tough now.
Right?
Because tight ends are gone.
Yeah.
Their next position of need would have been defensive tackles. I think they would have loved to get Kenneth Grant. He's not there anymore. He's not there. Walter Nolan's not there. I think they would have been a team that at least liked Derek Harmon, and he's not there now.
Yeah, Rick says Hampton. I mean, that's
Amari on Hampton might be good.
That would be juicy.
I have a hard time seeing them investing that type of capital in the right.
That's exactly where I'm at.
That's
why I don't know where else they go, unless they go receiver. But
just because I know Harbaugh and I know, I can't think of their GM's name right now, but he comes from the Ravens. I just don't see them investing a first round pick in the running back position. They could go edge rusher. Edge rusher makes so much sense. They have Tui Piloto and Khalil Mack's on a 1-year deal, but they let Bosa walk. And Khalil Mack's done after this year. He's not coming back, even if he's continuing to play football. They could still use a very viable third edge rusher. And who better to learn from than Khalil Mack? Mike Green's still out there. I think that would make a lot of sense. If they like James Pierce and you're okay with all of his issues, then maybe. Ezeraku's out there. He could be it too because they think he's just a solid fit. Edge rusher makes a lot of sense here. Corner. Is there a corner though? Will Johnson's still out there, right? Will Johnson's still out there.
Yes.
Harbaugh, Will Johnson. Their cornerback room is bad right now. Edge rusher or Will Johnson?
Yeah, he's still there. Michigan. Yeah, that I could see that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I personally just don't see them using first round draft capital on a running back. I think it'd be very good. fit. Like, I think you do really well there, but I feel like it's Will Johnson or an edge rusher, if I had to guess.
Do the Vikings finally trade back?
I don't know who's like.
I don't know that anyone even wants to move up anymore.
I don't know that there's much to move up for.
Yeah.
No.
Like, unless one of the edge rushers that's remaining, if you really like one specific one, then yes, you can trade up for that person. Defensive tackles pretty much come off the board. Besides, like, if you are a team that thinks like, if you're somebody that thinks like TJ Sanders goes round one, I love TJ Sanders, South Carolina boy there, JC.
Yep.
But
He's
I don't know.
yeah, I like him. Yeah, I like him a lot, man. He's fast.
Yeah, but he's undersized. He's 290.
Yeah, that's okay. So is damn it, I can't think of his name. Played here for Minnesota. Very, very loud. He had eye makeup under his eyes. You know what I'm talking about?
No, not right now, Don.
He damn it. He played, it was a long time ago.
Please tell me you're not talking about Jared Allen.
No. Black guy. He was very,
Minnesota?
very from Minnesota. And he wore all black paint under his eyes.
John Randall?
Yeah, John Randall. Very undersized.
He had length, though. He had like very good length.
Yeah, no, he just had endurance and he had passion and he believed in himself. And he was very intense. He just scared people. He was just very loud and they don't think people, he was just always in people's faces.
Okay, so let's see.
The Shador tweets are funny, man. One guy's tweeting about big hat guy getting all the camera time.
Yeah, dude.
And then this guy, DraftKings, just posted a picture of Rodgers at the draft, like just stone faced. Shador Sanders right now.
It's so funny. The
You
big
gotta
hat
have fun with it.
it's so funny. Big hat guy is funny.
Big hat guy's hilarious.
They showed Matthew Golden one time. He had the shades on and he's just sitting there chilling, waiting.
Yeah, Golden looked pissed, no?
I don't know if he looked pissed, but he's just
chilling.
it looked like he was just chilling, waiting.
Okay.
Like, when's this shit gonna happen? It's gonna happen soon. All right, all the shitty teams are out of the way. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Now all the good teams turn the pick. Let's see if I can get on one of these teams. I think that's what's probably going through his mind there.
Anyone hear anything about Buffalo? Do we know what they're looking at? I mean, Washington's going to have some nice running backs to pick from, but are they going to go running back or do they add receiver?
So Buffalo's a weird team because it's like they don't have like a lot of needs. Like they don't have anybody they need to play like right away. Let's put it that way. So I've always liked the idea of them just taking Chavon Ravel and just like bringing him along slowly because I think he can be a very excellent corner. But he's coming off the ACL. And he's still kind of raw, but like he's a freak.
But do they take that luxury pick with James Cook questions?
He'll be fine.
That'd be fun. I think he'll be fine too, but I think it'd still be fun though.
Like, I don't know. Like, that's like
JD
with James Cook otherwise. Like, it's not like anybody's gonna trade for him.
I was trying to go play drafters, but they don't have any contests for football right now.
Well, that's what I was wondering when you kept saying it, because I have a feeling they won't open until either Sunday or Monday.
Oh no, that's so shitty.
I think so. There's a very, very unsexy pick that the Bills could do too. It's just Tyreek Williams out of Ohio State as a run stuffing defensive tackle because that's something they actually need. But
Chargers. Who'd they pick? You got to get pick yet?
nobody.
We haven't seen anything yet.
No, there's nothing yet.
Where's Chargers?
There's like no like even murmurs, pretty much.
You think they're trying to trade back?
It's possible.
I think they are open to the idea of trading back because I think their main targets aren't here anymore, but I think like they have secondary targets that they'd be okay with, whether that's Edge or Will Johnson. But like, let's just say they are okay with two of the edges and they're okay with Will Johnson here. If they're able to move back a couple picks and still get one of them, I think they're open to that idea. And especially Joe Ortiz as the GM coming from the Ravens, they like accumulating as many picks as possible.
What do you think about Mike Williams coming back to the Chargers?
Irrelevant. It's like if they signed me.
It's like
Is he gonna hit this year?
But I'm not gonna lie. I did take him as my 20th pick in a draft the other night because I had.
Oh, dude, I've been pairing him with Herbert in best ball.
Yeah, that's my only share in that one draft.
You only have one or two. I really have
like you said, the 20th round, 19th round.
Yeah,
you got Herbert. Why not? Why
That's
should be a two touchdown game in week 17? Get you the purse.
A hip trying to catch a ball. You draft Mike Williams. Well, he's probably gonna have plays really great for a couple games, but he's definitely gonna hurt himself.
What about you guys' thoughts on this?
It's like
if they don't get a running back here, could it be signs that they might, and they don't get a running back in the draft in general, or they go late? Could it be a sign they might bring back J.K. Dobbins?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think if you have Harrison Dobbins, you're fine. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
There's obviously the wild card in the room of Breece Hall being on the trade block.
Yeah.
Allegedly, the rumors online right now are saying like the Broncos are very interested in Breece Hall.
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
That's why they took Jade
I would love that for my end of the third round Breece Hall shares.
Breece Hall. I've been taking a lot of him.
Do we have any murmurs?
He's fallen way too much, in my opinion, in drafts.
Anything happening? Do we have a pick?
I don't see anything.
The last time I checked, I didn't see anything. I'll look again.
It's the ticket's running out. It's got to be coming soon.
I think it's just Will Johnson, but let me see.
It's weird. It's saying the Packers are on the clock, but I haven't seen anything about the Chargers pick.
You missed
I see some like very, very unofficial things saying Will Johnson, but nothing like from
the Chargers pick is in. It doesn't say trade or anything. It just says Chargers pick is in.
There's no reliable sources saying anything right now.
No. Which is weird. It's first time tonight.
There's someone that says, "Did the Chargers run out of time?"
Missed their pick.
Who would be the auto pick right now? Who's at the top of the list on like a standing ranking?
Will Johnson.
Oh! I just saw something. Here we go. Omarion Hampton.
Wow.
Yep.
Rick called it.
Good.
But
that's pretty juicy, man. I picked up Hampton today in a big gorilla, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, if you had Najee Harris shares, rest in peace.
What did you say?
If you had Najee Harris shares, rest in peace.
Yeah, for sure. What was I saying about that, Joe? Huh? I said, gotta be careful.
I know you gotta be careful, but I already said earlier that I didn't think he was gonna end up somewhere by himself.
I have Ladd too on that team. That's gonna be a nice one.
Bye Najee.
I mean, the money they paid him, you had to think, you know.
How much did they give him again?
It was like $6 million or something, wasn't it?
6. See, I can't remember because I'm always like Javonte got 3, right? I think Javonte got 3.
Yeah, no, I think he got the same. I think he got the same as Harris. I'd have to look, but
I could swear one of them got $3 million.
I could have sworn they were close, and I was like, seriously? Hold on, let me see.
I could see the touches being like 220 to like 180 in favor of Najee.
Yeah, I have a hard time. Like Amari and Hampton's what you want Najee Harris to be.
We'll see.
I'm pretty. That's pretty sad.
Najee might get passing network though.
Woo.
Okay, so the Packers. Okay, we gotta do the
Wide
Packers thing.
receiver.
Okay, so
Totally a Packers pick. Wide receiver is going to be Packers pick. Totally a Packers pick.
you know the Packers haven't drafted a wide receiver since Javon Walker, right?
So you
20
yeah,
plus years.
Javante's $3 mil. You're right, 1 year.
3 mil.
But it didn't he sign Harris 2 years, $6 mil?
I don't remember. I just knew one of them were 3 million. That's all I remember.
Yeah, so Javante's 3 for 1, but let me see what Najee. Pretty sure he was 2 years for 6.
Is he? I was thinking he was like 8 million for some reason.
No, one year, 3.75. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay, so
To pick
So the
Packers.
Packers could use a cornerback.
Yeah, just under 6 guaranteed, 5.2.
so Packers have some options. The Packers are viable and live for a cornerback here, especially with Jair Alexander pretty much not wanting to be there, but they haven't
Only
traded him.
Valentine behind him, yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
Packers are very, very notable for not drafting guys that either have a injury history or guys that are currently hurt. If they believe that Will Johnson's injury is lingering, they will not take him. I will guarantee you that. James Pierce Jr. here says best fit, right? The off-the-field concerns, the character concerns with him, probably not going to take him. Same thing with Mike Green. The Packers since Gutekunst has been the GM, they don't mess around with that stuff. Usually they take somebody that seems a little off the wall, maybe. Donovan Nezaraku does make a lot of sense. He played at Boston College. Jeff Hafley is their defensive coordinator. He obviously recruited him to Boston College.
Oh, Green Bay's going wild right now.
And, so I see Rick Avery in there. He says, why is Will Johnson being passed upon? Any ideas? He missed most of last year with the toe injury that has kind of lingered. He didn't really want to test it at the combine. Did some like private workout stuff for Michigan. Allegedly didn't run fast. Looked okay in drills. Like there's injury concerns there. There's injury concerns with a lot of the guys that were supposed to be the top cornerbacks in this year's draft class. Him, Benjamin Morrison, and Shavon Ravel. Ravel coming off ACL surgery, and then Benjamin Morrison actually had hip surgery, and it's the second time in his life that I believe he's had that hip surgery, which is a major concern for a lot of people because if you can't move your hips, you can't play corner at the NFL.
Man, Green Bay's draft room looks like shit.
You said it looks like crap?
Yeah, dude, it's like boring as hell. Like they got nothing going on in there. Like it's just
I don't know. Like
looks like a shitty ass conference room.
Yeah, this is
The thing with the Amaro pick is now Najee will fall ADP wise. So you got to like if like in redraft and dynasty and best ball, I'm not handcuffing anyone, but at least you can like he'll fall. Najee will get you that, you know, he gives you a sure locked in handcuff if you're into handcuffing your starters, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and in terms of like a handcuff, he's a good handcuff. Like he's not just some random guy that, he might get 20 touches and he might get you 10 points. Like you could go out and get 20 touches and get you, 15 plus points.
So it says Will Johnson has a knee issue that has concerned some NFL teams and helps explain why he's not been selected, according to Schefter.
So he's also got a knee issue now.
Yeah.
So he's not going.
Yeah,
He's not going.
there
I
you
guarantee you, he will not go first round.
He's going to fall. Yeah.
He will go. He'll probably fall to like 40s. Like honestly, like he's got the toe and foot thing that cost him most of last season, and now if he's got a knee thing on top of that, because that means it's a new injury and it means it's something that's ongoing.
Sounds like the Eagles are trying to move up to the Packers pick right now. Who do you think they're trying to get?
Probably an edge rusher. Whoever their favorite edge rusher is, essentially. Unless they really like one of the other defensive like tackles, if they really like Darius Alexander or TJ Sanders, that could make some sense. Let's see. They could be moving up for Malachi Starks, though. That could be very viable.
As long as they move up for a defense.
Wait. The Vikings pick next, right?
Yeah, they
After
do.
Packers, yeah.
So it's probably for Malachi Starks. because the Vikings would be very interested in him. That would be my guess if they're actually moving up for that.
Some of the outfits the Green Bay Packers fans have
Yeah.
always with.
The green beard.
And the Packers.
You said, go ahead, Rick. Go ahead, Craig.
I was going to say, if the Packers can screw over the Vikings in a way, they will do it.
Yeah, they definitely will.
Do you guys think Hampton ADP wise falls now, or stays the same, or does he move up a bit?
I don't like it.
Yeah,
I think he probably dips a little bit.
Yeah,
would be my guess because I'm already kind of I picked a little bit of him early on and then I went away from him when I studied more of his profile a little bit. I don't know. There's just something about him.
See, but it does make okay. So Green Bay is obviously the host city. You do not want to trade out of the first round completely if you're the host city because it's just kind of like this bad taste in your mouth type thing. But if they do trade back with Philadelphia, it makes sense because then they get one of the last picks of the round and they can still get extra additional draft capital. And the Packers are a team that does like to have a ton of draft picks, and they actually usually they have double-digit draft picks. This year they have a couple less than they normally do as well.
Says no trade. Packers are picking.
Packers are picking. Okay.
Yeah.
This could be anybody. This could be
Oh,
anybody.
here it is, guys. I called it. Matthew Golden.
It is? They actually drafted a wide receiver.
Yep. Make it even dirtier.
Isn't that what I said?
I think I mocked him there, by the way.
Wow.
But I just didn't have enough faith that they would actually do it. But in the mock, Iggy's like a wide receiver to Green Bay, really? I'm like, well, they got to buck the trend eventually, right? It's been like 23 years. It's been longer than the last time they drafted a first-round wide receiver. Matthew Golden wasn't even alive. Think about that.
It's true.
Was Watson a second round?
Watson was the second round. Yeah, they traded up in the second round for him. I think he was like pick 39, I want to say.
Who was the wide receiver? Was it like Andre Rison? That's what I'm saying.
No.
Green Bay. Yeah.
Yeah. He had like 2 good years.
So that takes I had 3 players written down. I had Golden, Donovan Jackson, Josh Simmons for the Texans. So now it's going to be one of the 2.
I thought you said you didn't want Golden.
I didn't want him, but
he wanted Ifuka.
Those were the 3 best options for the Texans going in.
Let's see.
This takes that away, and for sure they're going to get an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's.
So Minnesota's going safety here. You think?
So my thing is, if the Eagles trade up to get in front of Minnesota, I would think it would be for Malachi Starks. I don't think that Minnesota themselves technically have to go safety now. I think it could be very interesting. They could go a lot of different directions. I would not hate Donovan Jackson here as a guard. That would be a good scheme fit, a very, very good scheme fit, and an improvement in that interior offensive line, even though they added a couple guys this offseason, but he gives them a long-term viable starter there. They could go defensive. Typically, you would say they go defensive line. Most of those guys are gone already. Corner's probably the play. Corner, maybe. Unless if they really like Jahad Campbell, they could take him, but you also have to trust the medicals, which I think is very hard to do as a first-round pick, as a guy that's had shoulder surgery and not expected to be ready till at least at the very earliest training camp.
That's a Minnesota pick for you, somebody who's hurt already.
Sounds about right, honestly.
It's a perfect pick.
It's a hard one, honestly, because the best guys that are probably available at this point in time are edge rushers, right? They don't really need edge rush. They could use corner. I don't know that. I don't know if they like any of the corners at this point. Malachi Starks does make sense, especially since he can play everywhere and Brian Flores is the defensive coordinator. But I also think They should trade back here. Like honestly, they don't have the picks.
Green
And
Bay's
they
gonna
don't
love this pick.
and they don't have a clear
Yeah, they're
target.
gonna go nuts.
They're gonna go nuts. Matthew Golden. They're gonna go nuts.
Yep. Look at all the phones up.
Matthew Golden's gonna be happy too, dude.
Golden green.
Golden Green. Oh, dude, that's a perfect name for a team now. Good. There you
You got
go.
the G. You got the G on his helmet and everything.
Yeah, dude. Golden Green.
I mean, it makes sense too. So if you look at what the Packers have typically drafted, they like guys that have decent RAS scores, that went to big Power 4 schools, that are typically under the younger side in the first round outside of Devontae Wyatt, who went to Georgia.
It's a good pick.
Since Gutekunst has been the GM, first round pick wise. But
He's gonna love that. Dude, it's such a it is a really good fan base, and then like their the things that they do and the whole bike thing that they do with the kids. That's a lot of cool stuff. They
but
got a lot of cool things that they do.
okay, here's the thing too. The Packers wide receiver room, right? They have a lot of similar guys and all this stuff, right? The only guy that's under contract past this year for the Green Bay Packers wide receiver room is Jaden Reed.
I mean, what are they gonna do with Dobbs?
Let some other team be an idiot and sign him for $13 million a year because he's not worth that.
And there it is.
Love this pick for them, dude. This is gonna be
Everything
fun.
everything matches the Green Bay hat, like he knew, like what he's
Oh,
wearing
man,
and
it's
stuff.
gonna be a good fit for Jordan Love. He's gonna
Vikings.
like
He got the chain, with the G already, and on
Who'd you
top
say,
of it,
Vikings? Donovan Jackson.
Yeah, is that the pick?
That's what I'm seeing.
That's what I said. I said that's what they should do.
Yeah.
Because like all their options suck at this point in time. Why not get a guy that you know is going to be a really good guard from day one? It makes too much sense to me. So it's not in my mock, but the way this played out, I think that made the most sense. Because like otherwise, you're looking at like defensive line is where they probably would have liked to have gone, but all the guys that would have been viable targets for them are not there anymore. You could look at corner, but none of the guys are scheme fits. So it's like you either come down to Malachi Starks or Donovan Jackson. Those were the two options pretty much for them, or trade back when trade back was probably what they wanted to do, but they didn't have it takes two to tango.
Ooh,
Supposedly,
Golden.
Travis Hunter spent last night looking at houses in Jacksonville on Zillow, according to Kay Adams.
Nice. Vikings pick is in. Houston on deck, Rick.
Damn.
So
Who's got their TV up louder than hell?
So it was confirmed Donovan Jackson was the pick, though.
Okay, that means Josh Simmons to the Texans.
Which is kind of unfortunate. I like Donovan Jackson. He could have been a decent fit for the Texans, too. Oh, and I love Josh Simmons, so.
Yeah, Donovan Jackson.
Okay. Otherwise, Texans-wise.
So how you guys ranking these receivers so far?
You mean
For fantasy?
for Hunter? Because I had Hunter one.
Hunter's one ahead of 10.
And Mika 3. And then after that, I don't care because they're all.
I don't know. I still got Golden.
Twos.
I'm gonna go with Matthew Golden over Amika.
Yeah. That's
I'm probably going
right.
to go over Tet as well. Better quarterback.
That feels like a reach.
I don't
know.
know.
Oh, you mean after the draft positions? I thought you meant going
Yeah.
into the draft. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
are we sure Jordan Love's better than Bryce Young?
Mm,
Are we sure? Like,
no.
Jordan Love down the
Yeah,
stretch was okay. Like, if you look at the second half of last year, Bryce Young outplayed Jordan.
Yeah, you're
Bryce Young
right.
looked pretty decent the second half. Yeah.
Definitely is.
And Jordan Love after Toyotathon sucked.
Oh, Giants are on the clock. Traded. Trade happened.
For the Texans pick?
Is this Shador?
Oh, dude, it could be.
What if it's not?
What are they trading up for?
Wait. Okay, like who else could be there? There's no defensive line left. There's edge rushers there, but they already took Abdul Carter, so that I think would make literally 0 sense. I don't think you trade up for Jihad Campbell. Malachi Starks. I don't know if you trade up for Malachi Starks, though. And then offense. Unless they really want a wide receiver would make some sense, but I don't think you trade up for Luther Burden. If you really like Jaden Higgins, I could see trading up for that, but it's still probably quarterback. Whether
It's gotta be Shador.
Whether it's Shador or not is the real question.
It's Shador.
It's gotta be.
I don't know if it is. I really don't know if it is.
I want to see the details on the trade, though.
Trade. So they traded the 25 in exchange for 34, 99, and a third rounder in 26.
Say that one more time. So
They
34.
traded
Right?
25 for 34, 99, and a third rounder in 2026.
Okay, so you move back 11 spots. You get an end of the third round pick this year and a future third. That's not a bad deal.
Yeah, because they traded away, I think, their fourth for 26 in that trade with.
With the Tunsil trade.
No, I think with the trade they made today with Cleveland. I think that was one of the picks in the Cleveland trade.
Oh.
Is that
Texans
Eli?
have so many movements in their picks, it's hard to keep up which ones they actually own anymore, honestly.
So they obviously like Donovan Jackson way more than Josh Simmons. So they made the trade.
I know that Simmons isn't liked by every team. I can say that much. And I think,
no way! It's not Shador, but it's a quarterback.
Is it
Wow.
Milroe?
Jackson Dart.
Holy cow!
Wow.
I said I don't think it's Shador. I said I don't think it's
Diggity
Shador.
damn. I love it.
I like it too.
Just yeah. That's
So
kind
we've had
of like the Loveland, man.
trades.
I had Dart ahead of Shador, so it's nice to see it happen.
Is that based on long-term potential or where they're at right now, though?
What do you mean?
When you say you have Dart ahead of Shador, in
Just
general,
as prospects. Just
Yes.
as prospects.
you think he's better than Shador like day one right now?
Oh,
Or
I
when
just think
long-term
overall, like if I'm a GM and I'm drafting, I'm taking Dart over Shador.
Based on what he could be. Correct.
Yeah, and just he's got more to offer.
Yeah. I'll agree with that. Like, I just don't think if I had to go throw one out today, I still have to throw Shador out first. You know what I mean? Like if I had to pick one guy to start for me tomorrow.
Yes, you're totally right with that. 100%.
But this is a very good situation for Dart because he literally has no pressure year one. Like
I think it's a smart move for the Giants, man.
Go in and learn how to play in the NFL, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that for the Giants a lot, actually.
And if Dable stays there, Dable can develop quarterback.
Yep. Wow. Did not expect that.
Eli looked pretty happy too. They showed him he was on the phone. He got off the phone, had a big smile. He shook someone's hand. He gave somebody a hug, and he looked pretty happy.
Yeah, maybe it's because he knows his nephew's not going to the Giants now.
Nice.
Did they say who he took? They took?
The Giants?
Yeah, Jackson Dart.
Yeah,
Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Oh, Jackson.
Were you on a break? JC was on a break. Yeah, Jackson Dart.
It's on commercial break, so you don't know who they pick.
Oh, sorry, we're ahead of you.
If you listen hard enough, you can hear Davis Maddock crying because of all his Jackson Dart shares in best ball right now.
Davis Maddock.
I had Jackson Dart as my number 2 quarterback going.
That's what we were saying. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I mean, he's my number 4, but I do it I do my rankings based on like where I have guys like right now, like
To start right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I still start Shedeur over him. Like if I had to throw a quarterback out tomorrow that I had to play in a game, I'd play Dylan Gabriel over Jackson Dart because I trust Dylan Gabriel not to fuck shit up.
Jordan Schultz saying that Brian Dable wanted Jackson Dart, so got the guy he wanted.
Yes, and I think if you tracked everything that the Giants did over the last week or so with the quarterbacks, they went around, they did their homework. They saw Dart, they saw Milrow, they saw Shedeur, and I think they saw somebody else too. Not Cam Ward, obviously, because they already knew that they couldn't get him. But the fact that they had to see Shedeur that many times obviously meant he wasn't their guy. They just wanted to make sure, like, hey, we checked every single box that says, hey, this isn't the guy I want. Yeah. And every report said and all the inside information said Dable did not want Shedeur.
He has such a flat throw. It's so weird.
What?
Shedeur has such a flat throw.
He is Teddy Bridgewater.
I said that. Yes, I love that comp. I've been saying that. He reminds me of Teddy Bridgewater 100%.
Yes, but Teddy was better under pressure.
So the Rams are up
because he had 2 gloves on. That's it. Teddy 2 gloves, baby.
Oh, we got a trade. Trade. The Falcons move up. Or moving back. Sorry. The Rams move up.
Huh?
They'll be moving up for him, maybe.
Wait, this is the Rams pick already, though.
Yeah, no, I think the Falcons just moved in.
Yeah, so the Falcons moved. What the heck are the Falcons? The Falcons have no draft picks to start with. Let's move up. Let's just not have draft picks.
No, sorry. What the heck? Falcons are moving back into the first round to the Rams spot at number 26. Yeah.
Okay. So they're gonna have 2 picks this draft, apparently. I don't know.
Trying to think what the.
So who would they want? Who would they want?
Tight end?
No. They could. Okay, so their biggest. They could use a center, but you're not doing that in round 1. If they were, I could see them taking Luther Burden if they really liked him to have as that 3rd wide receiver, in addition to Mooney and London. If they were really on Will Johnson still, they could trade up for him. Otherwise, Malachi Starks does make sense. They took Jalen Walker already. Do they just double up at edge? Like they could just double up at edge. And
was
be
it
like,
Burden that was comped to London? No.
Yeah. Luther Burden's like poor man's Debo. Tet was
Jackson Dart. Yeah, dude. I love Dart, dude. Dart to New York is such a great New York.
So, I like that just over. I like it for both, for him and New York.
Yeah. But it's just like if the Falcons are moving up, is it for Malachi Starks or is it just to double up at edge rusher because they already took Jalen Walker? Like, are they like, have they been so bad at edge for so long that they're just like, well, there's Mike Green here, there's James Pierce Jr. here, there's Donovan Ezeraku. Like, do you just trade it? Like, if they really loved to like one of those other guys and they were debating them at like 15, Jalen Walker and that person at 15, and now that guy's still on the board, then maybe they're like, hey, we'll just take both.
Anyone else notice Jackson Dart's mom's pretty hot?
Oh, yeah.
She's probably a Mormon too.
Is that?
I mean, they're from Utah.
I love this pick for New York. That's gonna be great. And neighbors. Woo!
Ian Hart, it's Russell Wilson somewhere doing high knees and jumping jacks. Oh shit.
You know what? It must be late in the first round when we're starting to talk about players' moms.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Retired. Who
What do
is
we have?
the
Two, four, six,
quarterback,
seven more.
Tommy DeVito. Dude, there's so many quarterbacks there.
Tommy DeVito is going to be on a new team. Let's just put it that way.
Jameis Winston's like, oh no, I'm in third.
So Falcons traded
Your
46. They traded 46, 242, and first rounder in 2026 for the Rams
Ooch.
at 26 and the 101. Wow.
Yikes.
So they give up the second this. So they gave up a second this year, seventh this year, and a first.
Yeah.
And they only got this pick from the Rams. They didn't get any other picks back.
They got the 26 and the 101.
The 101. Okay, that makes more sense. So they're only so they still have the same amount of picks.
Got to be quarterback.
They still have the same amount of picks in this year's draft. It's another edge rusher though. They're just doubling up that edge rusher because they were waiting.
You're killing me, JD. Taking a quarterback here.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
I would die. We're just not sure. Yeah, I like that pick. New York. Good pick.
James Pierce, is that an option?
So I think they were between Jalen Walker and X other edge rusher, right? At 15. They took Walker because that was their top guy. And then the second guy, they don't expect to be here at this point in time. So now they're trying to take, whether that's James Pierce Jr., whether that's Mike Green, whether that's Donovan Ozaraku, whether that is, you name it. Especially because they've been so bad at edge rusher for like 6 years. Unless it's Malachi Starks. It could be Malachi Starks still.
Malachi.
Unless they really they could really love Luther Burden. I don't know.
What about Mooney?
James Pierce. It's James Pierce. The NFL just posted it.
Yeah, so it makes sense though. Doubling up. Okay, like I said, double up at edge rusher when you've been so bad at edge rusher for 6 years. So you have two shots that one of those guys will end up working out and being really good. But at the end of the day, if you both them work out, then hey, you're even better off.
What if neither one work out?
Then you just wasted 2 picks either way. But you're still increasing your odds of one of them panning out. And I mean, what they brought in Leonard Floyd too, I think, right? I think that's who it was. He's good for like 8 sacks a year. Not much else though. Maybe hurting Aaron Rodgers.
You don't look too happy though. I'll tell you that.
Who, James Pierce?
Yeah.
It'll be very interesting. If I had to bet on one of those two, if I had to bet on one of the 2 guys that they drafted not to work out, it's going to be James Pierce.
He's like, I was hoping to go to the fucking Eagles.
Yeah. Because Jalen Walker is the coach's kid that does everything right. You know, will do anything you ask of him. And then James Pierce is the guy that has coasted on talent his whole life. And there's questions if he actually loves football or not.
He didn't look like he was very happy. I'll tell you that.
Maybe he hates Atlanta.
Like, look at their office. Like, that looks nice. Like, then you looked at Green Bay's, and that looked like it was just a trash can.
Well, you see, they don't have a rich billionaire owner, so.
So where do you guys think Dart goes in Superflex?
He don't look very happy. Like, he don't like he's like everyone around him's happy. He's just kind of like,
I don't know. I don't know if he's worth drafting now, JD. You think?
Well, you got to draft him in Superflex rookie drafts for sure.
Well, yeah. Oh, rookie draft. Okay,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Where do you think he goes?
Probably 108, 109, probably.
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah. It just depends. Like
part of the first, yeah.
I hope he falls a little more.
In Superflex, way before Sanders.
109 sounds about right.
I think 108 is probably where he ends up being. ADP wise, I would say, unless you get like a running back early day 2 that gets like some great landing spot that could put, like, if you get a couple of people that maybe push it back, but I'm like, the fact that there's not many other quarterbacks ahead of him, and like, who knows where Shadur goes? Who knows where anybody else goes? Like,
Yeah, James Pierce's family didn't seem too excited. Atlanta.
The second live feed they showed, they were all whooping it up. They were,
Oh, were they? Okay.
yeah.
I still don't think like he still didn't look that excited though. He was just like,
I wouldn't mind playing in Atlanta. They've had some good defenders too over the course of years.
He could be one of those guys, though, JC. The I am smiling. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Cam Ward wasn't smiling very much when he was picked 101.
Baltimore's pick is in.
Ronnie
Any
likes the
noise?
pick. Ronnie
Any
likes
noise?
the pick. The Atlanta pick.
oh, the Ravens pick. Ravens? This could be a Josh Simmons spot.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trading back and then still getting a chance at him.
So it says the pick's in, right?
Yep.
But I don't see it.
It's on commercial break.
Could be Mike Green. I don't know. The Ravens, there's still a lot of decent players out there right now. So the Ravens are just like, whoever falls to us, we just take, like round one usually. And then round two is kind of when they take their like shot on like a tradesy guy. Usually.
Damn. Derek Harmon's mother's on life support in the hospital. Crazy.
The Ravens
rough.
are taking Malachi Starks,
Yeah, I just saw that.
which is a good pick. It makes a lot of sense too. You play him next to Kyle Hamilton. He can play slot. Kyle Hamilton can play slot. Ardarius Washington can play slot, and they can just move those three safeties around. And then they, like Ardarius Washington, played really well last year, but they don't have to sign him long term now either.
So what do we got left here?
Lions, Washington.
Ooh, so the Lions are next. The Lions wanted edge. They can still get Ezeraku here. They could still get Mike Green if they think that the off the field things are not too big, which they've all just been allegations and nothing's ever been even really tested. Tested might not be the right word though.
Who's going to pay for your next car repair? You or insurance? Well, right now, get $300 off any plan. Call now.
Yeah, let's see. Has to be somebody on defense.
Especially after all the injuries they had last year.
Yeah, I mean, like if it was me personally, I'd probably still just keep pounding on corner, but that's me. Although they did DJ Reed they brought in, right? I think it was DJ Reed. Because everybody wanted them to keep Carlton Davis, and then he signed for like way too much money. I'm like, you're better off just doing what you did.
They're really happy.
Let's see.
The Ravens are super happy.
Yeah, they got Malachi Starks. I'd be super happy too.
They look stoked.
The Ravens do what they do every year. They just take whatever they think is the best player available. And it was a pretty good player.
Nice.
Man, that's why they're. I mean, they made it to the playoffs 6 of the last 7 years. It's pretty good.
Yep. The problem is they always lose to the Chiefs, or the Bills.
I mean, you mean the Kansas City refs?
Did the Ravens make their pick?
Yep.
Malachi Starks.
Malachi Starks.
Nice. Okay.
Good teams continue to be good.
Yep. It's usually what happens in the draft.
Well, I mean, too, like, don't make it more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah, the funny thing is that you're not drafting from the top players.
I like
But
his suit. He's got
you
a
get
nice,
the right player.
nice suit.
Malachi Starks does?
Yeah, pink. It's nice, sleek pink suit.
So let's see. Lions are up.
Julia Papworth tweeted, maybe no one went to Shadir's birthday party.
You know the funny part about that, though, the funny part about that is if you listen to any teammates that Shadir has, they all love him.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
He literally went to the Shrine Bowl just for his teammates. He went to the Combine just to pretty much for his teammates and everything else like that too. Like he's a good dude. It's a crappy situation that he's put into this pressure and made out to have these expectations that he's going to go like top 5 overall, top 10 overall. It's like
This will end up helping him, man, because he won't have as much pressure on him. You know what I mean? If he goes later.
Sure. Agreed.
I mean, like he is a borderline first round pick. That's what he is.
But do you think he's a starter? Do you think he's a starter? Because now it seems like everybody thinks he's just a backup.
I think it's a Teddy Bridgewater territory. It's like he's a low end starter, solid backup.
But Geno Smith was in that Teddy Bridgewater, range.
Where he got drafted?
Yeah, like when he first came in the league, New York.
Well, like he got drafted like the early second round, but like there was kind of the expectation for him to be the starter still when he first went to New York, and it was just kind of a mess there, if we're being honest.
When is it not a mess at quarterback in New York?
Joe Namath.
True.
Ravens backfield is going to be really tough with Hamilton and Starks.
Hamilton, Starks, Washington, Humphrey, Wiggins.
Yeah. Tough defense.
Yeah.
And if they get anything out of TJ Tampa this year.
Damn. It's a good pick. Pickett's in for the Lions. The Detroit Kitty Cats.
And it's probably defensive end, I would assume.
Tyleek?
Is that the pick?
That's what I'm seeing.
Tyleek? Why? Why? You have Ali McNeil. You have Levi Ruzarike. I think DJ Reader still got another year. Why would you take Tyleek? That sounds like the worst idea. It's like, we could get we could get Donovan Ezraku over here. We could get like three almost at corner. Let's just get more defensive tackle. Like we just paid Ali McNeil and Levi Ruzarike like a bunch of money. Let's make sure we get another one.
The Motor City Kitties. There's just kitty cats.
No, Tyleek Williams. Yep. That's
Could never have enough. They had 27 injuries last year.
Yeah, but the defensive tackles were the ones that were probably the healthiest out of the whole group. I mean, corner was relatively healthy. They just kind of sucked. Like Carlton Davis was very hit or miss again. And then
he's very system dependent. I think he's got to be with the right players around him.
And then Tyrion Arnold was
Oh,
very, 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 very hit or miss in terms of as a rookie, which I kind of expected.
New England paid up for him, but I think he'll actually do well with New England because Christian Gonzalez covers. I think the scheme is gonna work in his favor, where he's gonna be able to do what he does best.
I don't know. Personally, I think Carlton Davis is overrated.
He's definitely overrated. He's definitely overrated.
When he was in Tampa, Jamel Dean was by far the better corner.
Totally agree. But, like I said, I think if in the right scheme with the right players around them.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what New England does on defense this year. As long as Vrabel's not the play caller. Vrabel is a terrible defensive play caller. As soon as he stepped down from play calling duties in Tennessee, they got better. The 1 year he called plays on defense for the Texans, with all the talent we had, that was the worst year that defense had. And then Romeo takes over defense again the next year, and then the defense is good again.
I think he's just going to make sure that they're ready to play. I think that's what he brings to the table. The team's going to have definitely a lot more of a positive direction this year. They have a head coach that knows what he's doing, as opposed to somebody who was kind of thrown into the fire, so to speak.
So you didn't like Mayo?
I didn't hate him. But it was clearly in over his head. You know what I mean?
I mean, well, he was really just a linebackers coach before
Yeah.
that. It's they had a backdoor deal for him to be the head coach in waiting, essentially, but they never really prepared him to be that.
And Kraft was too stubborn to go back on his word and actually interview some real candidates, and they just went with him. And of course, the team wasn't that great anyway. The player personnel wasn't the greatest, so but it's not like he was gonna, turn heads in his first year as a head coach. But it was just kind of weird the way the whole operation went down.
Fire away, Fantasy Dog.
So
Fantasy
What's up, dog?
Number 4,
Starts with a question and ...
Nobody
Fantasy
hears
dog.
it.
Fantasy dog is the man,
Nobody hears
or the
it.
woman. I don't know.
I don't know what the question is, though.
Does Cleveland move back into the first round to get Milrow over? I like Milrow.
Or Sanders. Or over Sanders.
What do we think? Henderson to Washington?
Nah,
Man.
they don't
That
take
would be nice.
Okay, Edge is still out there. They could Azaraku. They could. I don't think they'll take Mike Green. They could definitely take corner, whether that's Trey Amos, Maxwell Harrison, if they're okay with his off the field past issues. I love Luther Burden as a fit here. Obviously they got Debo already, but if you could put Luther Burden and Debo on the field at the same time, that's hard for defenses.
Damn, that'd be crazy. He said definitely a dude.
Someone just
I think he's talking about Milrow.
Let's see. Offensive line, there isn't much. Offensive line is Josh Simmons, nobody here. I don't think they take Simmons. Well, Josh Simmons and Connerly. But I don't think they take either one of them because I think they like Brandon Coleman more than they do, if that makes sense. He played better. He played better than I expected as a rookie last year, but he still wasn't good at all. He needs a guard, really, at the NFL level. It's a weird one. Ezeraku would be my guess, or a corner, but
What's up, Rich?
Rich is in there. We got the audience tuning in for 2 hours at a time. I think we should do a giveaway, man. What do you think, Michael Penix? I got two Michael Penix rookie cards. What do you think? Should we give one away to somebody in the chat?
It's up to you, brother. You're the host tonight, dude. You guys,
Yeah.
you the Thursday checkdown night.
I get that. I mean, you're gonna operate the duck race?
Yeah, I can operate that.
Command
All right.
Commanders take offensive tackle. Josh
Connerly.
Connerly.
I think our guests,
yeah.
Craig and JD should get a duck in the race as well as the audience.
So Connerly, though, they have Tunsil now, so Connerly's probably going to be asked to play right tackle.
No,
Which
no,
means
not Connerly, please. Let's keep that one floating back into the.
That's the pick.
No, that's a pick. They took him.
Yeah. So he's going to play right tackle for them essentially, and then they'll have Tunsil and Connerly at tackle, and then they'll have competition for guard spots. Brandon Coleman, Wiley,
Ursery.
guard.
How about Ursery?
I love Ursery.
Yeah, that's another player I'm hoping floats back towards the Texans in round two.
I love him, but I'm not sure the Texans will love him because he's the bigger body guy.
And he played left tackle?
Yes, I think he only ever played left tackle in Minnesota.
Did the Texans pick up with? Did they move back into the 40s? With that trade?
36, I think.
36
it was, I believe.
So there's a chance at Simmons. There's Connerly and Ursery.
But I feel like if they didn't take Simmons at the original spot, then they're probably not taking him at 36 unless they had some very good intel that nobody else was going to take him in between there. However, if they just want it, like, let's just say they want to get some extra picks, they move back. Like, I wouldn't rule out Tate Ratledge at 36 either out of Georgia at guard.
How many people we have here in the YouTube?
This is a good question.
Let's see.
Why is this taking forever to load?
Let's see here.
Yeah, Rich, I bet you excited about Genty going to the Raiders, man. I'm stoked for you. It's a good pick.
4 on YouTube, so the rest of it, everybody's watching live on X, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, Bills now.
Yeah.
So
What are they gonna
Bills,
do?
Tyreek's not there now, so you can't even do the boring pick. They could take Ezeraku, I feel like, too.
Will Johnson?
I don't think they go Will Johnson now. Trey Amos makes sense, but I don't think they'll do it. I think he's probably a better scheme fit in man coverage anyways, and they play more zone than man. Nick Scourton would be a sleeper one here. Bigger body, defensive end. Typically something they like. If you get the Purdue pass rush production out of them, pretty good. If you get the Texas A&M where they only is like, go set the edge, some question marks then. Let's see. I don't think they take the shot on Mike Green. Trying to think of who else here. They could take like if they really wanted to, if they really liked a wide receiver, they could do it. What if they took Josh Simmons? Deion Dawkins is no spring chicken. And it gives you some Spencer Brown insurance if he kind of sucks. Good. I don't know. Where else could they actually go? Unless they
The Eagles are going to get another pass rusher, I bet you.
what?
That's what they do.
That's the next pick, sir.
What do the Eagles take? Somebody from Ohio State? Or is
Who?
it Georgia? They always get somebody from Georgia or Ohio State. Who is it?
For which? Pass
The
rusher?
Eagles, yeah.
Well, neither of those two are available that are worth taking in round one. That pass rusher. But I also think if Ezraku's there at pass rusher, then the Eagles definitely take him.
In case you guys were wondering, Brian Dable announces that Russell Wilson would be the starting quarterback.
No way. Poor Jameis. Poor Jameis.
He's done. Yeah, poor guy.
He's just there for good morale, I think.
I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I feel like on Twitter or X or whatever the heck you want to call it nowadays, all these people are like, Will Johnson for this pick. Will Johnson for this pick. I'm like, no, obviously he's falling for a reason.
Yeah, that's right. He's injured, right? He's got the knee injury. I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
apparently.
Yep.
Whatever that is. That's a new thing. Bills need wide receiver. Bills need this. How about you just say what the pick is? Somebody said the Bills can suck eggs.
The Bills get
Texans.
some eggs.
Rick will be happy that the Texans are loaded for the 26th draft. They got 2 seconds, 2 thirds, 2 fourths.
Yeah. That's leverage to move up and down at least.
And I think they've got 5 picks in day 2, this draft, too.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
So they could pick up a running back, wide receiver, and offensive line. Or a tight end. And that might be guy from LSU.
Free
This
Winston.
one's not very official, but this one says Shavon Ravel. If that's the case, then I would be correct. But I need an more official looking source than that.
Who they have, Rick? Schultz and Atkins at tight end?
Yeah. And Schultz is just barely okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's dirty, man. They need a tight end there.
Yeah.
Wait, did we bring Jordan Akins back?
I just said that, yeah, all right.
They brought him back? I hate that guy. Hey, Brevin Jordan's coming off ACL surgery.
Brevin Jordan.
Who's the other guy we had? We had somebody else. Kate Stover. What's up with the Kate Stover slander?
Yeah. The guy from
good.
LSU.
I would never want
That
to
was-
lie.
What the heck is this? I just got a message on X. I can't see any more posts. It says you have reached the limit of seeing posts today.
What?
Subscribe to see more posts.
Apparently
Really?
you don't tweet too much.
I've
What
never
the
seen
hell
that
is that?
before.
I've never seen that. Wow. I literally can't look at anything on X right now.
Probably an overload, man. They're probably getting overloaded on their server.
So I've seen one thing that says Shavon Ravel. I've seen another one that says Maxwell Hairston. So
There it is. Yep.
it sounds
Maxwell
like Maxwell Hairston. So
Yep.
I
Yep.
figured it would be one of those two guys, but I think my mock I went Ravel. I think I might have gave I gave Mikael Williams last time to Washington because I didn't fall in that time. Even though I love him. This should be done.
There's a trade though. Eagles are trading number 32 and number 164 to the Chiefs for 31.
Interesting.
So they move up a spot.
So they just want to make sure they don't take the guy they want.
Yeah.
Running back.
So
Running back.
Henderson.
Yep.
for the Eagles,
No, to the Chiefs.
No, it'd be
That
to
would-
the Eagles.
This is the Eagles pick.
Henderson
Oh.
to the Chiefs would be lovely.
They ain't gonna do it. But so the Eagles moving up. I don't know why they're moving up, honestly. But
The Eagles could go. Oh, maybe Mason Taylor. That'd be pretty sweet, actually.
no, it's
No?
this is most like I would have to say this is probably Donovan Ezraku. Or Josh Simmons. Lane Johnson, 35. He can't play forever. He might be able to. He might just be Jason Peterson, play till he's like 42, but pretty sure he's 35. Uh-oh. Well, if they trade up one pick, then they obviously know who they want, so make it faster.
Maybe. Pick is in.
Yeah, it's looking like. No, there's just people saying Mason Taylor might be an option.
I just don't think he goes this high. I like Mason Taylor, but I don't
I
think
like
he
him a
goes
lot, man.
this high.
And if they're moving ahead of the Chiefs, maybe they think the Chiefs were thinking tight end to replace Kelsey.
Yeah, but they
No,
really
they're
like
taking linebacker Campbell.
I don't get why you traded up. Wait. Okay. Pause. The Packers drafted a wide receiver in the first round, and the Eagles drafted a linebacker in the first round.
It's upside down world.
Mm-hmm.
So the Packers haven't drafted a wide receiver in the first round in like 23 years, and the Eagles haven't drafted a linebacker in the first round since like the 80s or 90s, if I remember correctly. Like, it's a trend-setting draft, guys.
Let's go.
Oh,
So how do the Chiefs end this?
Oh, so they got a 5th round pick out of it. That's not bad.
why would you trade ahead of the Chiefs just to get a linebacker that they're not going to take anyways? That doesn't make sense. Like, that's the weird part. Maybe they take Josh Simmons to play left tackle.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs take Simmons.
Like, they got Jalen
We
Moore
have
on it.
One more
They-
pick. One more pick.
They got Jalen Moore on a cheap contract to play left tackle, which could work out in theory. Yes, I like him, but it's far from guaranteed.
So Simmons, Travion Henderson.
I say Simmons.
I say Travion to the Chiefs would be sick.
They're not taking Travion. They already played that game once with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it. They're not
Yeah.
going to do it again.
Clyde
I
was
agree.
really small.
Kansas
Him and
City.
Travion are like the same size.
Kansas
Are they
City,
really?
Kansas City just likes to flip flop the late round pick, the late first round pick with teams.
Yeah. Well, last year they moved up for Worthy.
Yeah.
Simmons makes sense. I once upon a time I had Trey Amos going to Kansas City. I like him quite a bit. I think it'd be a great scheme fit for Steve Spagnuolo. There's that. They could go edge rusher. I don't think they need to. If they do, Mike Green does make some sense just because the guys they have at edge rusher now, it's George Karlaftis, Mike Dana, guys that are probably better at setting the edge than actually getting after the quarterback. So if you get an athletic guy to go after the quarterback, that could make some sense. They probably want more defensive tackle depth, but pretty much anybody that you were probably considering at this pick for them is not there unless you really like TJ Sanders or Darius Alexander. They really like the safety. They could go there. They lost Justin Reed. Didn't really replace him. I don't think you can go Xavier Watts this early, though. So it's probably not there. I don't think they want to give him a Maury. So edge rusher, Josh Simmons, or Trey Amos. There we go.
The clip of Pat McAfee taking a hit off of a weed pen, and then he tries to pass it to Mike McCarthy live right before he goes live on TV.
Sounds about right.
That's funny.
Here you go, Big Mike. So how many trades were there in total now?
Yeah, what was the over-under? 4?
Over-under was 4.5.
4.5.
I said there'd be 3. I think there's been 4.
Oh.
I might have
Atlanta,
missed. So
Philly,
Atlanta, Jacksonville.
Cleveland.
Well, Jacksonville, Cleveland, same one. And then the Giants, right?
Yeah,
So 4?
I don't think there's another one.
I think there's 4. I think it was 4. I did say the under, but I also expected 3.
What's up with this big hat trend? It's so stupid.
Yeah,
Eagles, Chiefs, Falcons, Rams.
I second that.
The big hat trend. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Browns, Jaguars, Texans, Browns. I think there's 5 altogether. Texans, Browns make 5 pick trade. Browns, Jaguars.
There's Marshall.
Odd Campbell.
Kylan Granson is tight end.
Says Jahad Campbell.
Yeah. We knew that one already.
Says Chiefs are expecting offensive line.
Offensive line, so probably Simmons. It's just I don't get why they traded up for Jahad Campbell if Kansas City wasn't going to pick him. And then for Kansas City to move down, they also would have to say, hey, we'll move down, but just make sure you ain't taking our guy pretty much. Which sometimes, like in trades, they'll do. They'll be like, are you coming up for offense or defense? And they'll tell you that much. So if they said, hey, we're coming up for defense, we're just going to take Josh Simmons anyways, like, who gives a crap? But I also don't understand why the Eagles would trade up for a player that the Chiefs aren't going to draft anyways. That's what doesn't make sense.
What if they caught wind that Kansas City was trying to sell the pick?
Yeah, it could be that too, but I don't know how many teams are coming up to 31 for Campbell coming off shoulder surgery.
Sure looks pretty healthy to me, is what he said.
What? Who said that?
One of the commentators. I don't know who it was. Daniel Jeremiah, probably.
Nice. Fantasy Dog wants to know what's going on tomorrow night.
We'll be live again tomorrow night. It'll be me and Greg Kellogg for sure. I know that Joe will pop on. I know Coach will pop on. If anybody else is welcome to pop on, JD or Rick, you're more than welcome to pop on.
I think Rick Avery said he might be available tomorrow for a few minutes, so we might get him on.
I'm down for whatever. Yeah, I wish we could be doing some drafters, but that sucks. I wanted to be doing some drafters.
So you mean Rick and I sat over here as Texans fan this whole night, not even to get a pick?
Yeah. Wore the jersey and
That
everything.
makes the draft a little dull,
Now you know what a Patriots fan felt like all these years
No.
when we
Well, at
were
least you know they
trading.
didn't fuck up their pay.
That's
Well,
funny as hell.
after fleecing the Cleveland Browns, I guess sitting out of first round isn't so bad.
Now imagine if you were a Rams fan where you just had to not pay attention to night one every year.
Yeah.
And they're back to that trend this year. They didn't pick anybody to round one this year again. After last year. Last year they got
Josh Simmons.
Josh Simmons is a pick. Okay,
Yeah.
good pick. Easy pick. Yeah, it sucks. But God, he's gonna be so good with Kansas City though, too.
That's
Like he's arguably the best tackle in the draft already before injury. Yeah, he got hurt, but supposedly he looked really good at his pro day. And now he's got Andy Heck coaching him up in Kansas City. You may remember Andy Heck's son, Charlie, right? He's terrible, though.
He's got all that time to throw it to my boy Xavier Worthy. I love it.
Yeah, so.
Any
That's it, man.
surprises tonight? Any surprises tonight?
Egbuka to Tampa. It's probably the
Yeah.
biggest one, I would
Yeah.
say. So.
Definitely.
Loveland going ahead of Warren was a little bit of a surprise.
No, I knew that one. I knew that.
But I also think based on like the Bears just drafting him as a big slot, it wasn't like shocker either.
Yeah, it was a fun time tonight, man. A lot more excitement to come in, you know. A lot more players left available. Day 3 is your favorite, though, I know, Coach.
Yeah, I love day 3. I mean, I love the guys that nobody gets to talk about.
Still a lot of running backs to go too. Still,
Yeah. But I think the two clear-cut guys that I think have the opportunity to get a decent-sized workload, day 1 winning round 1. I think Genty's in a tier of his own, Hampton's in a tier of his own, and then Trayvion's in a tier of his own, in my opinion. And then everybody else past that have the opportunity at some point in their career to lead a committee. Like, it's a very interesting running back class. I think probably got a little bit overrated, but like at the same time, we had the 2017 class essentially all age out now. So there is opportunities out there. So it could be very good for fantasy, but a lot of these guys are going to pan out and a lot of them aren't.
So, question came in about Hampton and Najee, and there's obviously players, the veteran players that are hurt by this draft. So Najee being one, McMillan being another. Trying to think of anyone else that just jumps out of mind.
So Joe seems to think that Najee will probably be the top guy. He'll receive more touches.
I still think that Najee gets significant volume. I mean,
think
it could be 50-50 split, but I mean,
I think what you got here now is two guys coming into the new system, right? One's a veteran, one's a rookie. It's basically going to be play, here's the ball. Who wants it more?
I mean, at least early on in the season, especially like pass protection wise, Najee's going to be used in that role. But I think Hampton has all the traits to overtake him easily at some point in time in the year. A lot of times for rookies, that is typically after the bye week, though.
Yeah, Najee and Hampton's going to be wild.
I don't see making that big of a move to get a running back.
Agreed. That's exactly where I'm at. I with the amount of, they didn't pay Najee that much. I think they want depth. They're a running team, right? They got a nice offensive line, but I think Hampton comes in and it's his job to take, in my opinion. You got a guy that runs a 4. What does he run? A 4.46. I mean, not bad. Good speed score, burst score. He's 221, 6 foot. Produced really well over 1,500 yards in his last 2 years in college. I mean, this guy's workhorse material, in my opinion. I think it's nice to have Najee back there, but I think, I don't think it's a two-headed monster. Put it that way.
no. Wow.
Damn.
If anything, I hope it pushes Hampton down so I could just get more shares at cheaper price.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said before, I think Hampton is what we wanted Najee Harris to be at once upon a time.
It's a good way to put it.
So, what's your thoughts now? You're still waiting on Travion to go. What's your thoughts on him now? Like, where would you be taking him now in a rookie draft? You're still as he's falling.
Is he actually falling though?
No, I
he was in a short game in the first round.
I expected him to get drafted. Like I expected him to get drafted late round 1, early round 2.
Yeah.
And then you also have Judkins and the guy from Iowa,
Caleb Johnson.
So
Yeah, I mean,
if you're into running backs, this is time to start looking for them in the second and third rounds.
Like Chicago's got 39 and 41. They got 2 picks coming up quick here. They could easily take a running back.
yeah, I think Travion's one of the picks.
Yeah, I think that if he lands there, I'm high on him. I'll take him at 3 overall in my rookie draft.
Also important to keep in mind that Ben Johnson's already didn't like DeAndre Swift once before.
Yep. Groundhog Day.
Well,
Nice.
on that note, good night, Pookie Wookie.
I don't know who that is.
Oh,
It sounds like something. It sounds like something Ronnie would say, right?
Wookie.
Oh, Pookie Wookie.
who's the 102? Probably. It'll probably be Travis Hunter.
Oh, so Genty's 101.
Yeah.
I want to see I would, unless you're drafting like your rookie drafts right before, like it's really important to see what Jacksonville says about Travis Hunter in their initial press conference. Like, because you can get a lot of tells from that.
I don't know. I still say that he ends up being wide receiver more than we think.
I think so too. I think you have to play him there.
But if you're doing your rookie drafts, I got a few starting on Monday.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like where do you think? I don't know that we're going to necessarily know that. So you're basically doing the same thing as when you were drafting him in best ball for the past couple months.
Yeah, I think you'll at least have some type of press conference on Sunday or Monday early for Jacksonville, where they'll at least kind of give you a little bit of hints, one direction or another.
So, who do you think gets pushed out of Carolina? Leggett, Thielen, or Coker? Well, Thielen will be out eventually. I mean, he's old as hell.
I mean,
Leggett's injured right now. He's got that knee injury, or what is it? Ankle? What? I know this is his left leg. Here's the one thing I worry about Leggett. I know he's injured right now, and he just signed a contract with Reese's, and so he calls it lava, chocolate lava. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried he's gonna get fat.
Have you ever heard them talk about him? Like,
yeah, he's super Creole, dude. Like, he's very Southern. Like, this shit he says.
They're like, nobody can understand a word he says.
He's very Southern.
Like, it's funny. They're like, they have to explain things that he says because like nobody can understand him, and then they also have to explain things to him because he's just like this Southern hick guy.
It's wild, dude. Yeah, he's rolling around those little, the little push cart where you got your knee up on the cart and you have to push and roll around on it, dude. He's on that, and he's like, they showed a commercial of him like rolling up and like continuously getting Reese's cups out of this freaking machine. And I'm like, oh no, he's gonna get fat. He's gonna get fat. I would be, dude. Reese's go hard.
So how much of a reach do you think it's going to be Sanders going to Cleveland with their next pick?
Well, they got 2 in the next 4, so
it's very possible.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if they don't like him, then where does he go? Like, let's say they wanted Milrow, or like, okay, like I know the media has hyped up Tyler Shuck a lot. I don't think he's worth what some of the media has hyped him up to be. But if there's a system that he fits very well in, is a play action system, which would be with Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah.
So let's just say he goes there, Milroe goes there. Let's say anyone not named Shadur Sanders goes to Cleveland. Where's what team wants Shadur? Like, how far
Saints at 40?
Yeah.
Maybe. I know they were really tied to Dart and Milroe, the Saints were. And there were some rumors once upon a time that if the Saints don't, like if somebody goes and gets Dart before the Saints move up, the Saints still could move up for Milroe, which obviously didn't happen, but
We're gonna find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Saints is definitely an option because they got nothing. you can say they have Derek Carr.
I mean, at a certain point, he becomes the best option on the board.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So you just take the best player available, and especially if you need a
Hope for the
quarterback,
best.
it's worth a try. Even if you're drafting your next backup, you know.
Nothing wrong with that. Anything else? We'll get out of here.
I think that's good.
That's it, man. Just appreciate the guest, Rick. Thanks for joining us as well, man. JC, appreciate you as always, and we'll do it again tomorrow night.
Thanks
More
a lot, boys.
fun
Thanks for having me.
tomorrow. JD, it's always a pleasure. Coach, always loving having you on, all your insight.
don't worry, I'll ramble. I'll ramble on and on and on and on.
No, it's good
Nothing
stuff,
wrong.
man. Yeah, it was
Always
good having
good.
you on.
All right, we're out of here. Appreciate everyone coming to hang out. We'll be back tomorrow night. It is at 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night is when the time it starts. So
It starts
1
at
hour
7 Eastern.
earlier. Yeah, 7
Yeah.
p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 1 hour earlier.
So by the time I pop back on, it'll probably be like 7 o'clock Central time. So
All right.
yep.
All right, we're out of here. Appreciate
Yeah,
it. We'll see you all
good
tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.
Later.